Hello and welcome once again to the Snooker 19 Community World Championship 2021. Today we've got the final between JPageMartin36 and Sam-Millers88. For the first 4 frames of this final, I'm delighted to be joined by my fellow podcaster TIJ Gaming, or Toby, and star of last year's Virtual World Championship, starring as Judd Trump and the infamous Tommy Triangle incident. It's Tommy Triangle himself. So how are you both doing?
I can guarantee that Tommy's starting to get absolutely sick of that now, which means we'll carry it on. We'll keep it going. But I'm very well. I'm really looking forward to this. I think the two right players have got here, the two best players from the tournament. One notable absence as absentee. I think we all expected JPage to be playing Halborn today, but Sam has been a very unexpected surprise. But will JPage be a step too far? Let's find out. But be rude not to let Tom go next. 3 of us in the commentary box. This isn't going to end well, is it?
No, there's not much space in this commentary box. We're not really social distancing. We're kind of right next to each other. I've got Joe's shoulder going into my knee. It's horrific, but it's good to be here for the final. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, is it Ricky Walden against Kyren Wilson?
Yeah,
Are they the players involved?
I mean, battle of the W surnames here.
Is that the best you could do?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say to Tom, just don't fall out of the commentary box and grab me tie on the way through.
Only if you're lucky, Joe.
Only if I'm lucky, yeah.
Yeah, move on.
But no, Sam Millers has been a big revelation in this tournament. I mean, not to anyone in the Snooker 19 community that knows the online players more than I do. But yeah, he wasn't one of the seeded players. So, coming through. But he's played brilliantly. And these two actually share the high break at the moment of 136. So hopefully one of them will break the deadlock today.
I can't see it, I have to say. I think it's going to be close, scrappy. I can't see that, but it's just going to be that sort of match, two of the best taking each other on. I don't know. I just can't see it. But if they did end on level breaks, I guess there's one thing that's got to split them, and that, of course, is who wins the most frames. Look at me, I'm Captain Obvious.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say there is going to be at least one high break, because the last thing we want is Toby being all doom and gloom and everyone switching off in the first frame.
Yeah,
they've already gone.
Yeah. That's why we've got 3 commentators, so we can have the doom and gloom of Toby, and then the positivity and energy of Tommy.
This is going to be the best match you've ever seen. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the form pages, you would probably say Sam is the favourite going into this match. Looking at the players that he's beaten. JPage didn't play brilliantly in the semi-final, I don't think. But he's very capable of producing a great performance today. And I think we're getting a little flavour of what might happen in this match. A little bit of extra safety play from JPage, and then a bit more of an attacking safety from Sam. And you can see straight away, early chance, first pot of the final could be coming up here.
Well, there we go. He's left it on, hasn't he?
2 possible ones to take on. I'd be taking on this one myself. I don't like that one on the cushion.
Yeah, I think if the black went, I'd be playing the one on the cushion, but this, has a natural angle back around the table. That's a good shot.
It is.
Start.
One.
Knowledgeable Crucible audience applauding the first shot there.
They don't applaud any of mine in the career mode anymore. I don't know if I don't know if that's just because they're all crap or what.
It would help if you actually put a ball now and again, Toby.
I
was setting myself up for that one, wasn't I? But
yeah, but this is the sort of chances that I think JPage is going to have to take today. Under no illusions of how good Sam has been, and he'll be very wary of that and wanting to make an early statement here. But
yeah, well, I mean, what he has to avoid, JPage, is there was a few times in the semi-final where, I mean, he might have already done it, But there was a few times in the semi-final where he had a chance, but he could only make a break of like the mid-20s or the 30s. And I think he needs to get a higher break against that to really put Sam away, because Sam could easily clear up if he's given one chance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And straight away you can see, trying to get into that pack, he could have played for the red on the left-hand side. He chose not to. And, there might be a red just loose from the pack that goes. He's coming around to look at it now. Does it pass the pink? Oh, he's not even looking at that one. He's straight for the safety shot, and that, maybe that tells a little story of how JPage is feeling.
Is JPage related to Mark Selby by any chance?
Well, you would think it, Tom, by his cautious gameplay at times.
I mean, it's a winning game play. Don't get me wrong. Do you know what I mean? But he's very, very capable of knocking in the tons as well.
Yeah, exactly. From what I saw in the semi-final, he's got a really good, well-rounded game. You know, his safety, you're going to find it tough to beat, and I think the same goes for his potting. So, where you say that Sam is the favourite, I'd probably disagree with that. I think that, yes, I think in the semi-final there were some shots that JPage played that were mistakes, and I think the debate more so with that match that JPage played, obviously he won 4-1, is that I think that Sam would have took him closer than Jolly did, but I think that JPage would have still won. Obviously, it's a different game, different dynamic and all that sort of thing today. But it's going to be interesting. I think that even how well Sam's played, he's got to be a bit of a wily old fox here to outwit Mr. Selby, or Selby's doppelganger.
Yeah, I don't think we mean any disrespect by sort of comparing him to Selby. I think it's very much a compliment of his game, and I would say JPage is by far the best all-rounder out there, actually. But as you say, Toby, there are some mistakes in there that maybe a Halborn or a Rainy Lamb wouldn't make when they're in the balls, and I think that could make the difference today. We'll see. And JPage has come out with a game plan of waiting for his chances by the looks of it, and waiting for easy chances. So it's a risky game to play. He might not get a better chance than the one that he's had at the start of this frame, but best of 9, of course. So it's going to be a long match, I think. And going by last year's final, which was only best of 5, that was 2.5 hours. For those 5 frames.
Ooh,
so
I didn't know I signed up for this, Joe.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is there going to be an interval?
There is going to be an interval halfway through.
Okay, good. I'm going to spend my interval getting some cucumber sandwiches topped off with plenty of salad cream.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Don't do salad cream yourself, I have to say.
There was one of these videos in this championship, but I think Toby kept doing Virgo quotes from the old games, and Joe, you were just ignoring him, and it was hilarious.
That happens a lot. That's not just when I'm doing Virgo quotes.
Yeah.
It's all the time. Bit of a stalemate here, though, isn't there?
It is, yeah. I mean, that early chance,
he
only scored 12 off it, and I'll tell you what, that yellow's a good target, and well, here we go.
Come on, cue ball. It's going to go a bit far, isn't it? But ooh,
unlucky there. That was a half chance to get in behind, and
more awkward than it could be, mind you.
Yeah, it all depends whether Sam can hit this red nearest the right corner pocket thin, because if he can't, then he's in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, he's playing a bit of a swerve here. Oh, this looks good.
That's a good shot.
Oh, this looks very good. Just a little bit too far, but that's put JPage in a little bit of trouble. Thanks, John. We've got to get a hang on in there at some point, haven't we?
Oh, I've got a bingo card next to me. I'm ticking them off as I go.
I was wrong.
Now they've got to make sense, you see. You can't just throw them in there. They've got to have some context.
Oh yeah, because famously when he randomly goes, "Oh no, I've dropped my pen," that makes perfect sense in context.
Yeah. He always finds it though, which is good.
He does, yeah. Even if he drops it about 4 times a match.
I like it when he says that and they zoom in on his face in the picture and he's not even looking for his pen, so it's he just seems to find it without even looking.
It's the magic of Virgo, isn't it?
Yeah. Virtual Virgo.
Ooh, that was thin. Just about made
Oh,
that.
this could... Well, it's just a little short. Well, that was a good line. Now then, there is a red that he could play here into the right corner, and you know, I think JPage would be playing this.
It's a big statement to make though, as your first pot of the final, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I fully expect him to go for it, if I'm honest. As we just tip over the 11-minute mark in this first frame. It's been quite edgy so far, which is to be expected.
Not as important though, the early exchanges here. I mean, if it been a best of 9, there's a bit more time for the players to get into the match. Nope, he's missed that.
Oh my! I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting him to play it as soft as he did. That.
I
I
was
think where the
did.
colour was coming from. That was.
What's JPage going for here? Surely that's the sensible pot.
Hit and hope here.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, is it going to go too far?
It might do for the pink.
It has done, but he's got the long straight blue. But where does the next red come from?
The cheap blue. This is awkward.
He's going to have to play a deep screw here and plenty of power, try and swing round off 2 cushions for a red into this right corner pocket. Well, maybe he's playing for a red into the left corner with the power he's playing here. Maybe that red on the bottom cushion, on the top cushion, sorry.
6.
Get out the way, Kyren.
There you go.
Oh, he actually heard you, mate. There we go. Make him do something else.
Pot the ball, Kyren. No, he doesn't fancy it. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Magic. Virtual Captain
7.
Goodspeed is as powerful as Magic Virgo.
Doesn't really work though, does it? Because you're always virtual.
True.
Oh, is he looking for Hazel here? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Needs a
mean,
good positional shot here. This is unless he
think
just
he was-
plays this
yeah.
black very soft. That might be the best option actually, to get it back on the spot, because you don't know when you're going to be back there again. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, good shot. He did have a little look
14.
at whether the pink had the angle to go into the reds there, but I think he realised it was a bit risky. But racking up the points a little bit here, already 26 points in the lead, and it's steady so far, but very, very solid, and no mistakes so far from JPage.
Bit of awkward queuing here, but it should be fine. Yep, played that well.
15.
Don't think he can get through to the pink though, can he? Oh,
Yeah.
just squeeze it through. Yeah,
I'll
again, though,
take
he needs
it
a
back.
good... yeah, I was wrong. He needs he needs a good positional shot again here. He's just hitting and hoping again. He's not on anything easy, I don't think.
21.
Unless he can get past the black, can he? Well, he
Yeah,
can.
he can.
Oh, he's got a bit of luck there, hasn't he? Or maybe he played for that. I don't know. But
I don't think he
Can't
did.
see it.
Just got to judge the cannon off this second red well here and end up on the half ball black. Doesn't want to play it with too much top spin. That's okay.
22.
Blue as a backup, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that says a lot to me for the start of this match. JPage very much going for the safe shots rather than the missable ones. And if I was Sam, I'd be looking at this and thinking JPage was definitely nervous at this point. And take a little bit of confidence from that. But there's nothing you can do while you're sat in your seat. He's just a little bit awkward on both of these reds here. Getting down and playing this one.
I mean, he's potting these well. He's not. He's getting them right in the heart of the pocket, as you would
28.
say, Joe.
Yeah. The bingo card out again, and once again, refusing the easy black. Well, he's looking at the pink now.
I think that pink's trickier than the black.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would go for that one. I mean, you'd get into the reds maybe, but
Certainly with this pace, anyway. This is risky.
Oh, it did just
well, he's okay.
wobble
but
in. It's okay
What's the
though.
position like?
34.
Bad position, I think.
Yeah, about to say, what can you see? He's just been a bit hopeful for too long here.
Yeah, it almost
you can get
snowballs.
away with it.
I think, as Tommy says, I don't really know why he played the pink there. The black and the blue offered better position for me, but yeah, he's just playing the roll up. I think here.
well, I think he must have been trying to split the reds again, but it's not worked out, has it?
This is a bit of a risk
Kyren
because
Wilson,
Sam might go for
34.
this red along the cushion. I haven't seen Sam play. He doesn't shy away from these sort of shots, but it would be a bit risky. I don't think he'll play the roll-up, though. He's not the type.
Famous last words, those are.
I'm just trying to think if I've seen Sam play a roll-up in this tournament yet.
Have you got a count of how many roll-ups people have played?
Well, we had.
I mean,
one
on that
for
we all
Tom
know
Lewis.
who's top.
Well,
That
maybe he
is-
should have played the roll-up. That was
is
a terrible
yeah,
shot.
Terrible shot, yeah.
Don't really know. I think he was trying to play it into the black, but no, it's a big
Yeah, I think
misjudgment.
so.
Wow. So he really gets away with that one, does JPage.
Yeah, you'd expect him to win the frame from here, really.
You would. His position's not been great though so far, and he's going to need a
1.
few good positional shots now to get the reds open. I
I think play the black
shy
here,
away
drop
from
the
the
red
pink.
in.
He loves this pink though, doesn't he?
No, I wouldn't bother. As you say, I wouldn't bother. Just go for the black, because you know you've got position on the next red.
I can see what he's doing here. He's trying to bring the reds into play, as Tommy says, but it's just that little element
Tried it
of
before though.
Oh, that's gone better, has it? But the
Yeah.
cue ball's not great. The cue
7.
ball's just let him down.
The red goes past the black.
Oh, that's a tricky though.
It is
tricky.
tricky. It looks a lot easier on the sort of main camera rather than this camera. It looks horrible here. But if you just drop these in, the pockets tend to accept them. I think if you aim it more towards the cushion than the pocket, it'll go in most of the time. But this looks a bit thin to me, and it is. That's not there.
I mean, considering the blacks he's not gone from, I'm amazed he's gone for that
Kyren
shot.
Wilson, 7.
Because he's turned down much easier blacks than that.
Yeah.
Whether that was adrenaline or nerves, I don't really know. But
I think possibly just frustration that he's not been in good position so far. But while he's left Sam a chance here.
He's not remedying that though, is he? That's the problem. He keeps playing these strange positional shots. Got to play a good long red, and it's nicely there.
1.
that's a cracking pot.
And this
cracking
is the
first pot.
difference, I think. Sam will go for the black straight away, get it back on its spot, not mess about.
I'm just amazed he didn't, because the question I'd ask is who wouldn't take on that previous black? I just can't believe he didn't do that.
Wow,
Yeah.
JPageMartin, clearly, that's who wouldn't.
I think
Yeah.
he's trying to make it as easy as possible for himself. That's why he's desperate to get into the Reds, get the Reds open. There was 3 or 4 shots that he played the riskier shot to open up the Reds rather
8.
than just play the normal shot, if you like. So he's definitely looking nervous to me, JPage, at the moment. And speaking of nerves, it's probably a good time to mention the prizes on offer for the winner today. So for the winner, they will get one of the official Snooker 19 Xbox One controllers and a signed copy of the game. And the runner-up will also get a signed copy of the game. So all playing for that Xbox pad. And as we've said, they share the
16.
high break prize at the moment, which is a £50 PlayStation Network voucher. So unless they beat it today, they will be getting £25 each.
Hang on. What's the point of them having an Xbox controller?
Well, it's a Snooker 19 prize, Toby.
I think it's just to wind you up, Toby, that you can't enter.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
To be honest, most of the guys have Xboxes anyway.
God.
I mean, it's like
privileged folk who have a
But,
PlayStation and an Xbox. I don't know.
I wouldn't touch an Xbox with a
17.
10-foot barge pole. And I'd still want the Xbox pad just because it's a Snooker 19 one.
Yeah, but to be fair, last year we all got copies of the game that we already own the game, so it was a bit like...
Yeah. And you've got your wonderful Judd Trump sleeve, haven't you?
Yep. I've got that stored away.
Yeah, emergency
Keeping it-
toilet roll.
23.
Well, you never know in this pandemic, do you?
Oh well.
No.
But Sam, going about this very nicely, and this shot could open everything up. And it does. It does. Look at these Reds now. What an opportunity.
24.
Could be an early body blow to JPage this if Sam Millers goes and clears up.
Yeah, well, I'm going to contradict myself here because I said that the early exchanges weren't very important, but all of a sudden now this first frame is very important. As you say, I think that the loser of this will be kicking themselves because they've both had good opportunities, and I think Sam's is the best yet.
Yeah, I think particularly JPage, just because he's had sort of 3 chances now. Sam Millers has been given a reprieve, if you like, and a chance to win this frame.
Well, I think earlier in the tournament, I think JPage would have only needed 1 chance and he would have won a frame. But maybe it's the fact it's the final, maybe it's the fact that he's aware of who he's playing against. It puts the pressure on, perhaps.
I think, JPage will have looked like any of us and looked
31.
at who Sam's beaten in this tournament and how comprehensively he's beaten them. He beat Mr. Dino 3-1 in the quarterfinal, then he beat Halborn 4-1 in the semi-final, so
36.
He'll come into this a little bit wary of what Sam can do, and we're seeing evidence of that right now.
Well, I think what truly shows Sam's confidence is that his nickname is The Man.
Yeah, it is, Sam the Man.
37.
You can't get much more confident than calling yourself The Man, can you, really?
Speaking of nerves again, JPage Martin's nickname is the Shaky Arm, so...
Yeah, well, we've seen that today.
We have, yeah.
At least they were inventive with their nicknames.
Yeah.
Unlike some people who decided to have a nickname that was very close to what
44.
their gamer tag is.
Or identical.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Hold on, Toby. What's your name? Your gamer tag?
It took me half an hour to read it out, so let's gloss over that. Plus, I've had enough weirdos message me on Xbox recently, so not that I'm suggesting any of those folk tune into this, but no, I'm digging myself a hole here, so I'll just shut up.
Yeah, I just think I'd be careful about calling out anyone else's nickname when TIJ is literally, it's just your initials. Do you know what I mean?
I think very much touche, Tommy.
We should get you a new nickname, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I have plenty of nicknames. People call me plenty of nice
49.
things, but you know.
Oh, yeah. What would be your snooker nickname, Toby? Because people will know ours from when we've played, but they won't have seen yours. So what would you call yourself?
Give me a bit of time to think about that. Something that's pre-watershed.
Unlike the human Toblerone or the cream horn.
Oh, God.
I mean, they're great names, mate. In terms of merchandise, you're sorted.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sam about to take the lead here. He's on a lovely break of 51, and it looks like a formality from here. But as you two will know, I can't really say that this is a formality from this sort of position after what I did.
54.
I mean, he's playing very, very quickly as well, which I think is a great sign for Sam.
It is definitely
this young Chinese player.
Well, I've not commentated on any of his matches so far, so I guess
You've never seen him play, Toby. Is that what you're saying? You've never seen him play.
Oh dear.
Good old John Parrott.
Yeah, that blue was the last stumbling block for me. Those can be quite tricky into the middle pocket, and he's almost inch perfect on this pink.
63.
To just roll this through.
No heroics here.
But yeah, he doesn't even need the black. So this pink to really hurt JPage, I think, and just throw the pressure even higher. I think, because JPage has had 3 chances, didn't take them, and played quite safe in this frame, and it was just that one rush of blood really with that red along the cushion. But Sam-Millers with an excellent clearance of 76 takes the first frame, and he's a fifth of the way there to this 2021 World Championship title. So JPage is going to be breaking off in frame 2, and JPage has actually gone for a couple of the Mark Williams style breaks in this tournament, and maybe we'll be seeing more of them if that's anything to go by.
When he plays these well, these are brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, look at that.
And myself and Tommy commentated on the Tom Lewis match against JPage earlier in the tournament. And JPage just seemed to do that every single time. With every shot. He was just leaving him in the snooker, so... Yeah. I think it's going to be an important part of this match of how much Sam-Millers can compete with him in the safety battles.
Yeah, he didn't make it easy for Tom Lewis, did he?
No.
Who would you, because we're in the final, who would you give clearance of the tournament to, Joe?
Oh, well. I'll tell you what, that clearance that we've just seen from Sam was pretty good under the circumstances.
You've taken it off Tom Lewis.
I'm not taking it off Tom Lewis, I'm not.
Right at the end, you've stolen his achievement from him.
I'm not. I think the pressure, it's one of the best clearances I've seen on the game, with the amount of pressure that was on him at that point. Although the 7 clearance from Lee Mack in the first round with a black over the hole, that's got to be up there as well. Well, that's a good safety from Sam. And we're about to cut forward a bit in this one. Taking the BBC highlights approach of cutting out the boring play, so we'll see how.
You could have done that in one of my previous matches.
Yeah, you can see.
That was an hour of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah, JPage has just played the shot into the pack, and you can see by how little the balls have moved.
The ref's not put them back. Wow.
Yeah. So.
I don't believe it.
So yeah, we just cut forward about 10 minutes in the safety battle there. So people have been asking for more attacking play.
Have they cut forward so we just see the final hour of the safety battle?
Yeah. Well, there's a possible shot to nothing here, and I wonder if Sam will be tempted.
No.
I think he will, I think he'll do a good speed.
A good speed, yeah. The only problem here is the black. It's you go straight into the black if you play it, and that's probably why he's refused it. Was he left that red? I think he might have,
No, this is a bit more tempting.
He has. Yeah, this is what JPage usually does with these sort of opportunities. 100% straight into the pack. These reds could go everywhere. Oh, he's got 2. 2 for the price of 1.
I thought you got about 4 then, to be honest, the way it was going.
Yeah, well, lovely split on the reds. And this is exactly what I wanted in the first frame. The reds all over the place. Only problem is that pink's gone a little bit awkward.
A lot of pressure on this, though. If he doesn't make this count, then again, it's another good opportunity for Sam. So,
yeah,
with these, you've got to make it count and get a high score.
You do. I think, especially with what's just happened in the first frame, is he's playing this at 100%.
Playing this that hard.
There's just no need to do that at this point. Just play for the loose red.
There doesn't seem to be any eye for position, does there? It's just, they're all over the place. Well, I'll be on 1.
Well, where's the cue ball?
Oh, my word.
Well, I tell you what, Toby. I'm not sure why he's on here. I'm not sure why he's on. I don't think he can get to enough of that red.
Has someone kidnapped the real JPage?
I mean, it's exactly what you said, Toby. There was no eye for position there. He just whacked it and hoped he'd get on something.
There was just no need. There was reds around that he could have played for. He didn't need to bring them into play. I mean, this is a very tough shot. Nope.
Yep.
Wow.
He's missed it.
You just can't do that. You just with all the reds in the open, or the majority of them at least, you just can't do. You can't play an aggressive shot like that to get in originally and only make 7. You just can't do it. Not in a match of this magnitude. And I think Sam will really be rubbing his hands together at this. This is a real opportunity for 2-0.
There's huge pressure on this for Sam, because if he makes this 2-0, JPage is going to start squirming a bit, I think. Because that was...
1.
He didn't need to play the blue at 100%, but, hey, if he'd gone a red and cleared up, we wouldn't have said anything about it. But there's just been a couple of shots I've felt that he hasn't played with clarity of mind, and... While Sam here, with the reds at his mercy, his first objective, he'll be trying to get that black on its spot. So you're trying to get onto that red to the right corner at some point. Now, obviously, it's not going to be in the next 2 or 3 shots, but if in a couple of shots' time you can get that cue ball down by those 4 reds near the pink spot, I think he could play that red and stun on and off the cushion for the black into the same pocket.
Yep. I would agree with that. For once.
Yeah, I think next year if we do the tournament again, we'll of course have the BBC lines, and I'll have Dennis in showing us some cracking escapes that the players never go for.
Please save up and actually get Dennis in. That'd be hilarious.
Trick shots in the interval and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. Using the incredible match engine of World Snooker 05.
Did you ever do the trick shots on those old games, either of you?
We had to go the other week, didn't we?
8.
Do you want to tell Tommy the horror show of your Retro Sunday recording?
Yeah, well, I tried, let's just say. And, yeah, they're meant to be quite enjoyable, these trick shots, aren't they? And, well, let's just say I had 12 attempts at the first one and couldn't do it.
Oh, mate. You need John Virgo to train you up, clearly.
The worst thing, it's not Virgo on that game, it's the referee. You know,
Yeah, the referee.
9.
The 2005.
man.
It's not that one though. Luckily.
Oh, come on. It's as good as.
What does the referee know about trick shots?
It's so weird. Yeah.
And to be fair, it took you a few attempts, Joe, so it's not just me being a complete drongo.
Took me 4 or 5, didn't it? So.
I had 7 or 8. No, it was 4
5
or 5.
6.
But what's happened here?
Oh,
he's alright.
No, he's okay.
He's okay.
I think he might be on that red I spoke about, actually. I don't think he played for it that time, but I think he is on it. So the problem is that the black spot's covered now, so that shot's almost not on unless you want it on the yellow spot. So I wouldn't blame him if he... Maybe he plays the red on the black spot to clear it, and... Or where's the cue ball
Where's
going?
the cue ball?
It's okay. Perfect.
15.
Perfect, as Virgo says, yeah.
That was a cracker, that Tommy, that you snipped for TikTok.
Yeah, that was hilarious, wasn't it? Which match was it? Was it the semi-final or the final?
I think it was Murphy versus Wilson, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
20.
You can play that red now. It's a little bit thin, but I think for the moment, just concentrate on the blue is probably the optimal way of going about this. Two greens and 2 blues so far in this break, so
Yeah,
bit unorthodox.
Yeah, I mean, the table's tricky though, isn't it? Because the black's
21.
tied up, the pink's not easy, even the yellow's not on its spot.
That was a bit of a strange shot, though. I don't know why he's left himself a missable blue. He could have just screwed back there. I mean, maybe he was worried of the in-off after what happened last time he played it.
Well, we've only got JPage's point of view. He might have slightly missed the power bar, I don't know, but he's made up for it there.
Yeah, no problems
26.
at all. He's looking good here for 2-0, I think, already.
Yeah, I think myself and Chinny picked up in the semi-final that Sam is very, very good with his cue ball control, and he's not one for these nonsense rolling it in dead weight.
Is that a dig at Tom there?
No. A lot of the top players from the Snooker Club
27.
Discord just roll the reds in and take very little risk. They don't go anywhere near the cushions with their positional shots, whereas Sam is playing with side all the time and just looks a lot more confident to me.
Yeah, a lot of the top players do it, and I do it as well.
The top players and me, yeah.
Oh, is that?
Oh, it's gone a bit wrong, I think.
That's unlucky. That's really unlucky, I think.
Unless he can just get to that red nearest the left corner pocket. And of course, we don't have his perspective, so we'll only find out once he's played the shot.
Or he can play the red off 8 cushions, and I'm sure it'll find a pocket.
Yeah, I think.
If he does that, Toby, I will find you a Snooker 19 Xbox controller.
Aww.
If he does that.
Surely I should have more than that.
Not of that attitude.
You get what you're given, Toby.
Yeah, I've learned to accept that.
I mean, really, Sam Millers should be the one getting the prize if he did that.
No. I'm speaking to him, advising him on every shot. Apart from the last one, obviously, he didn't listen to me.
I know the problem was he did listen to you on the last one. Well, he's just playing safe, and this is another demonstration of Sam won't play the roll-up. You know, so many players would have just rolled up to the red there, because now he's left
Ricky
JPage.
Walden, 32.
A shot to nothing on the pink spot. The red next to the black.
It's an absolute nightmare, this is.
Oh, he's looking at this one. That looks a bit thin to me.
Looks very thin.
Oh, this is.
This
well
looks like
off.
it's going sideways, this does.
Oh, that was not even.
Where's the
Where's the
black
black
going?
going?
Oh,
I mean, the
He's
black
got
was
away
about
with
as
that
close
to
as
a
the
most
red
extent.
was, to be fair. So
Yeah.
yeah, JPage just doesn't seem to be on it, and I really do feel for him because last year he was a shock exit in the first round of the championships, and when he was one of the favourites, and this year he's got through the draw quite comfortably and looked on course for it, but he's just not quite playing his usual game at the moment, and I think that's such a shame. But you wouldn't bet against Sam clearing up this time.
Well, we said that last time, but you never know. But that last shot that JPage took on, he didn't spend much time over it for me. And I know a lot of players do play quickly because it's part of their rhythm, but he seemed to get down and play it very quickly. He didn't think about it too much. Maybe
he did, yeah.
He just got down and hit it, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's not something you usually associate with JPage. He's quite methodical. He's not a slow player, but he usually thinks about his shots, and yeah, as you say, he just seemed to get down and throw his cue at it.
I could understand it if he was playing it at a pace where it was quite literally a shot to nothing, if he could get the cue ball half safe backup ball. But he played it at sort of 50%, so if he missed that, then he was definitely going to leave something on. So strange all round there.
Meanwhile, Sam has just knocked in a good blue. That cue ball on the previous
14.
shot just seemed to keep rolling. He looked like he was going to be perfect on the black, but wasn't to be.
15.
There you go. You got to see Ricky's wonderful posture there.
Well, if you got it, flaunt it, Joe. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
He's not far off winning this frame now.
No, this black puts him 47 points in the lead, 59 on the table.
That was a nice
22.
shot.
So red and black will be enough.
What is Ricky Walden's nickname, Joe? Because you're a fan of his, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it was Marathon Man for a little bit because he ran one half marathon. And Rob Walker latched onto it, but
Oh, that's dreadful.
yeah, I'm not sure what it is now. Let's have a look.
It's not as bad as Rob the Talker Walker.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, at least that's accurate, I suppose.
Well, accurate but abysmal.
Yeah. Whereas Ricky Walden's more the half marathon man than anything.
Yeah, let's have a little look. I mean, his nickname's not even
28.
on Wikipedia. We'll have to go on WPBSA now.
Well, talking about nicknames, the man here, I think he's just won this frame.
Yeah.
Puts him 2-0 up.
29.
Looking good. Looking good so far.
Oh, and JPage has got 7 points, and I think that was from his early chance, wasn't it? He's...
Was, yeah. And he played
He'll
that
be,
blue, didn't he? And
I think he'll be leaving the arena for a breath of fresh air and a drink, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
34.
He won't be having the Vindaloo. As Tom did. That didn't work. Well, I mean, according to this, Mark Allen christened Ricky Walden
Ricky Walden.
Ricky the
34.
Wally Walden. So
oh dear.
yeah.
Has Mark Allen got a nickname for Rianne?
I don't think I want to know it.
I think it was. Wasn't it? Get out of my
it's-
sight. I'm practicing.
Yeah, I don't think the real nickname's allowed on Joe's PG channel.
No, it's not. Pre watershed only, please.
1.
But I'm sure she's got an interesting nickname for him as well at the same point.
The question is here, getting back on topic, where does JPage go from here? Does he just play ultra safe, or is he not gonna?
8.
Is he gonna be able to reel Sam in that way, or is Sam just going to exert control now? And
Well, he's getting some. Is he just getting some potting practice in here? I think for the end of this frame. So maybe
Well, he's 51 behind, so he
9.
needs 4 snookers for to tie.
Yeah.
I mean, the yellow's in a good position to lay a snooker behind, but
well, it's just reminding his opponent as well that he can play a pot, and that's not a bad position for the yellow. That's very good, actually.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he is playing for snookers here, because this is no. Well, no, he is. He's playing thin off this, so he's going to try and get this behind the black. So I'm a bit surprised. Maybe he's trying to throw Sam off his game a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't think.
In there.
Maybe he's not sure how strong Sam is at snooker.
Well,
yeah.
That's the end of that one.
Foul.
Yeah.
Kyren Wilson.
I thought, to be honest, I think that a
Ricky
long
Walden,
battle might have
4.
hurt JPage even more than Sam there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would have hurt JPage's pride more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
Speak for yourself. I've done it twice.
I mean, going back to what you were saying, Toby, about what JPage does, I think he's got to try and play his natural game. I think what he's been doing so far is, trying to play the percentages almost too much. And he's got a better safety game than Sam. Sam's open.
I'm going to be brutal. I don't even think he's played the percentages game. I just don't think he's had a plan. Honestly, from what I've seen so far, it just feels like smash it in and hope for the best.
Wow, tough words there from
9.
Toby. I'm sure if JPage wins the Xbox control, there'll be a challenge sent out to you, TAJ. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Grudge match.
I think he had the game plan in the first frame of only taking on the easy shots, and that got him 53 in the lead. And then he took that red on, and it's all seemed to switch since
14.
then. And well, if Sam knocks this in,
but even those early pinks, when he was playing the pink as opposed to the black, it was very much just smash and grab then.
Yeah.
That could have gone wrong earlier than predicted. But
I don't think JPage will be coming back to the table here, so
Ricky Walden.
it's going to be
14.
Sam that takes a 2-0 lead. And once again, we are going to skip forward a little bit here, and it's going to be 10 points to 16. Very, very well. Maybe not. Maybe not this frame. Maybe that's
spoiler alert.
Let's forget I just said anything there.
Oh, Joe, your BBC contract has just fallen through your fingers.
Yeah. I'm not quite Hazel, so
You can say that again.
yeah. Looks like we're going to get the roll up from JPage here.
You can't do that.
Is that the first one of the final? That's like a proper roll up to
the first one we've seen.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, we skipped 20 minutes. I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
Now, Sam, I don't think we'll play the roll up. I've said it before. I think you'll play the shot down the table here, or at least behind the black. I take it back.
Brilliant. That's why you should never become a commentator, because as Murray Walker would say, whatever he said. Something about
whatever he said, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But something about being wrong, and he usually is.
Yeah. As Murray Walker would say, whatever he said, Just, he'd say something.
That well-known quote, whatever he said.
Yeah.
I presume you guys have seen the Murray Walker commentating on F1 clip.
On Snooker, you mean, Tom?
Sorry, yeah, jeez, of course.
No, I haven't seen the F1 one. Did he commentate on F1 once, did he?
Honestly,
I always knew he was a good snooker commentator, but
yeah,
couldn't see him really doing F1.
I think the worst thing about commentating is that everyone will inevitably cock up and you look like a right muppet all the time.
Look
do you know
at
what
this.
I mean? What a shot that is.
Well, that's what JPage can do, you see. Which I think is his big strength over Sam. I think his safety play will get him chances. It's just whether he can take them.
That's a good escape.
Yeah, it looks like a touch and ball though, and it is.
Touching ball.
Yeah, it's a classic Murray Walker commentating on Snooker.
It is. Still
I
can't
think
believe
what
he's
I'd
gone,
have liked
really.
to have seen is Ted Lowe commentating on F1. To be honest.
David Croft commentating on Snooker would be a cracker.
What,
He's
saying,
potting the red. Oh, no, sorry, it's the yellow. Oh, no, it's the blue.
Yes, and Peter Ebdon stepping up to the table. Oh, sorry, it's Rhiannon Evans.
Oh, dear.
What
Good old
an
Croft.
what an insult to Rihanna that is.
Oh, well, this is a good shot from Sam. I nearly called him Ricky there. It's not actually Ricky, but we have skipped forward a little bit.
I was about to say that was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, well, JPage didn't like where the cue ball ended up, so he picked it up and moved it, I think. Was what happened. But,
Right.
yeah, another 10 minutes gone. JPage on 4 points. I think Sam must have fouled at some point, but, yeah. JPage actually compiled the footage for this and said to me, cut out the first 10-15 minutes of frames because we were playing the same shot over and over again. So that's what we'll do. I mean, this is a possible 9 frames, remember, so we don't want this to go on for 4 hours. But, well, what's he done there? Oh, I thought he'd left that red on, but
No.
clearly not. So Sam is about to... Oh no, it's JPage, sorry. He's about to play another roll up here. This is risky.
Doesn't want to play this too hard. Played it too soft, actually. Is it going to reach?
I don't think it is, Toby.
Well, I never. This is just so uncharacteristic, isn't it?
Foul and a miss. Ricky Walden, 4.
It is, yeah, and I think he will be feeling a little bit frustrated now, I think, at the way he's playing.
This could be too hard.
Does that red go? I mean, if that red goes, that is a pathetic shot. I've got to be honest.
I don't think it does, but like you say, if it does, that's just a... You were asking for trouble playing that if that red goes. Which is more to the point. Which is more to the point. Did he look at it? Did he look at it? Because if he didn't, then, like you say, you're asking for trouble. But no, it doesn't go. But even so...
Yeah. Might have forced an opportunity here. Can he get past that green?
Yeah.
He can.
Oh.
Big pot this. He's got... This is, use these terms not lightly. It's... Match-changing shot, this.
Yeah, if this goes in, he clears up. It's like nothing happened. And what a shot that is.
Oh.
Where's the red going? Is it going to be 2 again? Not quite. What a chance
Not
this is.
ideal, mind you. That being said, just with the black really, and obviously you got
Yeah. I tell you what, there's an
insecurity.
angle on the pink to go straight into those reds, but he's not.
I wouldn't be
looked
playing
at
the
it.
yellow, I'll tell you that, because these can go horribly wrong.
Yeah, but they're not easy when you're 2-0 down in the final. But that's a good
It's
shot.
a good shot. Good shot, yeah.
Yeah, the crowd are getting behind him a little bit. Maybe there's been a few fist pumps.
Come on, Kyren! Oh, someone in the crowd there.
Go on, JPage.
Who was that? That the darts? JPage7.
It was Bobby George in the audience.
And whenever you're scoring 7 in darts, you're not doing very well, are you?
Yeah, as I know
Better
too
than-
well, Tommy.
Better than me.
The comment section of my darts videos were always very scathing of my decision making.
You'd think, considering the fact that no one else has played that game really, they'd appreciate whatever you're doing, but apparently not.
Yeah. Oh, you very quickly learn that around here, Tom. But this is not too bad from JPage, but
Yeah.
he's been in this position in all 3 frames so far, and I just hope this time he doesn't, try and bring all the reds into play straight away. There's plenty of reds to be going
11
at here. So
You don't need to play anything half-hearted, do you? Just go for what you know, and if it doesn't work, then play safety. I think that's the best thing for him to do here. I think that, it's negative, sure, but he's got to win this frame. 3-0 down. 1 frame to go before the interval. It just makes it so much harder.
16.
He looks calmer so far this break.
yeah,
He does.
There's been no all-out power shots. They've all been around 50% or lower. So
yeah, and I've noticed that they're playing as best of 3 matches. So I wonder if
17.
maybe he'd had a 10-minute break or so between frames here just to compose himself a little bit. Yeah, you don't want to pot the red yet, JP.
That's the wrong ball. I'll tell you what, without the aiming aid on Snooker 19, I'm sure I'd have done that several times.
Yeah, this is looking a lot more assured.
didn't Jack Kozlowski pot
22.
2 reds in a
He
row
did.
last year?
He did.
So there we go.
Fancy hiring someone like that for the BBC.
Yeah, doesn't even know the rules.
Yeah.
23.
I must admit though, I think Jack was pretty good actually. I enjoyed watching him and listening to him.
Well, you can find more discussion on that on our podcast channel. You got to plug things
and
while
I promise
they're
that Phil
relevant.
Yates isn't on our podcast channel.
That was nothing like Phil Yates. I can do Phil Yates if you
Oh
want.
God!
Oh God, please no.
Dave Hendon, Phil.
28.
I can try Dave Farrer.
Oh God! Yeah.
You can do that as the mid-session entertainment when I'm gone, Toby. That's fine.
Everyone in the crowd will fall to sleep. All 6 of them.
Yeah. Shout out to the 18 people probably watching the premiere at this point.
29.
Very precise.
And
That
if there's
starts
more of you,
courtesy
then
of
fantastic.
our researcher, Dave Hendon. Snooker journalist.
The voice of
34.
snooker. I've seen a tweet recently saying
Oh.
Dave was the new voice of snooker.
Oh,
Right, okay.
oh, okay. That's a shame.
Just misguided, some people, aren't they? It's a shame.
I think I know we're biased, but I think we'd be agreed in
35.
saying John Virgo is now the true voice of snooker. I think that he's got the quotes that everybody gets behind, and
Yeah. But
I
I
don't think
also
you're ever disappointed by hearing that John's in the commentary box.
no. Well, I think also he's one who, someone like my mum, who's not a big fan of snooker, if she sees him on the telly, she'll go, "Oh, it's John Virgo," and like she knows who he is, and that shows that he's
Oh,
kind
look,
of,
it's Phil Yates!
yeah. No one's ever said that. No one's gone. Whereas I think
It happened to me the other day when I was scrolling through Twitter and seen a
37.
tweet from the World Cup of Pool, and I thought, I'll watch this, and somebody missed a shot by a good 10 foot, which on a pool table is very, very difficult to do, and it was Phil Yates commentating on it. I just couldn't believe that he'd weaseled his way into a pool as well.
Well, probably couldn't tell the difference.
38.
Who does he know? Who's giving him all this work? He must know someone.
Yeah.
Like his brother owns the company or something weird like that.
Yeah, poor Phil. Yeah, sorry if you
Not poor Phil. He's got too much work.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of people who work a lot on the snooker scene, I think Ken Doherty's in for a restful summer now after working on pretty much every single snooker tournament this season.
I love Ken though. I think he's fantastic.
I love Ken.
I think he was the one that was
Hold on,
sort of
Joe. Hold
booted
on,
out a
Joe.
little bit.
You just talked over Toby's wonderful rendition of the Barmy theme tune.
I thought we didn't want to really go there.
What the world needs is Toby singing the Barney theme tune about Ken Doherty. Doherty. Ken Doherty.
Call them what you want.
I forgot how to say it. Doherty.
I call him Doherty, so, you know.
Crafty Ken, there we go.
Crafty, yeah. Darling of Dublin. You can get that one right.
Anyway. This isn't bad from old JPage, is it? Oh,
well, you
dear.
see.
Oh, Toby, what have you done, Toby?
44.
Oh, this
It's almost
is a
like I
big
knew
shot.
that was coming.
This is a big shot.
I think he can get it though. He's got 5 blues so far. That has to count for something.
Yeah, he's very used to seeing the back of the pocket and that blue together, but here we go.
Oh.
The hit and hope. Oh, it's there. Oh, the cue ball. Wow. I mean, had he
49.
put slightly less power on, maybe it would have went in. So, well, 49 points the lead. Still a possible 75 on the table. So he is going to need.
Where's it going this
Couple of
time?
There's the cue ball.
Ooh.
Oh, my, he'd have been sweating there, Joe.
He would have been very unlucky from that angle, but
Yep.
you know, you always get a little bit fearful on this game when the ball goes near the pocket. But yeah, another couple of reds with blues,
55.
and that'll be more than enough to get
It's
his
been a
first
perfect
frame on the
comeback.
board. And as
Been
they
a
always
perfect
say, you
comeback.
never really settle until you've got your first frame on the board.
Who's they?
Dennis and John.
Yeah, who's they? As if you can't tell by Joe basically putting on the Northern Irish accent as he said it.
Oh, here we go. Well, I don't think he can miss this red.
Huh. Famous last words there.
61.
Just this red needed. No, he's playing a different red. I thought he'd play the one on the black spot. He's playing the cannon here. It's a bit risky. And he's playing it at 100 mile an hour. But it has gone in. Where's the cue ball
Where's
going?
the cue ball?
Oh,
No,
JPage playing with fire
Playing with fire.
again.
62.
Well, this is reminiscent for me of early Judd Trump. It's just it's trying to force things when you don't have to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, you know... Oh, where's the cue ball this time? Oh! I mean,
Hey.
4 separate occasions in this break. It could have all went A over T.
Has JPage had a bet on how many times you're going to say "Where's the cue ball" this tournament?
Possibly. I mean, yeah, we haven't contemplated that. Maybe he's
68.
been paid off for this match. Maybe he didn't want the gamepad, and somebody's got some bets on and offered him a lumper.
I'll say nothing.
But I mean, again, playing a very expressive shot here.
Is that what you call it?
Oh, he's got it.
He's
That's
trying
good.
to get the red and black into play, and he's had a good 5 or 6
73.
goes at it now, and he's not succeeded. But we haven't seen a century in this final yet. And he'll do very well to get it here, but there's a chance. And I'd say the chance is
74.
probably gone.
Yeah, I mean this would be some shot.
You know, it's not a bad angle this to get into them. I mean, if you play it like this, JPage, I'm not sure it will, but we'll see. No, just a bit hard. He
Good
needed
effort.
to play it with a bit of top spin, I think.
It was a good effort though.
79.
Now, attention all pockets here. Here we go. No. Well, not to be, but a brilliant break of 78, I think it was, in the end.
Kyren Wilson, 79.
79.
Oh.
Frame.
Gives
Kyren
him the third frame, and he's on the scoreboard, but it's still 2-1 to Sam.
Oh, hello.
There you go. We have
the
skipped
refs-
forward to 10-16 this time.
I was about to say the refs set it up all wrong this time.
Yeah, and he's given a handicap of 16 points to Sam and 10 points to JPage. But yeah, I mean, this time I didn't actually have the footage to the safety ball. But look at this for a shot.
What a cue ball.
Well,
Wow. That is incredible.
yeah, maybe that's why JPage started recording here. He knew he was about to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna count the reds here. So there's 5, 10. There's 13 reds on the table. So I think two have obviously been potted, and maybe a couple of fouls in there as well, which is why we're in the situation we are. But Sam will take a bit of getting out of this one, I think. He's trying the 2-cushion escape into the side of the pack, and that's not hard enough. And he's left a red.
Oh, that's not gone well, has it?
And a frame ago, you'd have said JPage, you wouldn't have fancied him to do anything from this chance, but
foul and a miss. Kyren Wilson,
from here, after that confidence raising 79 break, he could be back on level terms in a flash here.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even consider putting it back, did he? Just straight away.
No, he didn't. I thought it looked a bit soft. I didn't want to say anything, but it's just about dropped in. Now, not easy to get onto the next red here. You just feel he's one good shot away from being in prime position, but that's certainly not it.
8.
Yeah, where's the position?
Yeah,
We've seen a couple of these in the World Championship, a plant double. I don't think he'll fancy that, though.
No, Mark Williams.
Well, it was Sean Murphy that went for the plant double, actually, so...
Oh, I know that, but...
And who was he? There was one in the seniors. I can't remember exactly who it was that did it.
Yeah, but the difference is, did they go for it and pot it, or did they just go for it?
I think it was Leo Fernandez, actually. Not Leo Fernandez. Igor Figueiredo.
Kyren Wilson, 8.
Not Leo Fernandez. How dare I get that wrong? Sorry, Igor.
Do you know
I know
Igor
you're a big
is...
fan of the virtual snooker.
Well, he's got a YouTube channel, Joe, Igor.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
One of very few snooker players to have one.
Yeah, Sean Murphy had one a few years ago, but
Oh, well, there we go.
Quiet now.
There we go.
Dennis is on TikTok.
I think we all know who the king of TikTok is in the snooker world.
Can't say I've ever used it.
Well, no, I've never used it either.
Not down with the kids, obviously. Like Dennis is, but well.
I think
let's stop
potentially
that
I
right
am
there.
on TikTok.
You're potentially on TikTok.
Yeah, I've heard the kids at school say that there's a Captain Goodspeed fan TikTok apparently.
Oh dear. Some people just clearly have more time on their hands than they should.
Meanwhile, we've skipped forward a little bit further into the frame now. 22-16 to JPage, and I mean those reds look more tightly packed than they were before, so obviously been a long spell of safety. Where's that red going though? Where's the cue ball going? Is that going to go behind the yellow? It is.
What a shot. Got away with one though. I mean, you could say he played for that, but even if he did, he's got away with one there.
He
You
has.
can try and pot this, but this is tough.
I think you'd be better off trying to rest into the right-hand side of the cluster here, because you're not going to leave it if you do that. It's just, how do you get there? This is a tricky old snooker, this.
It is.
Oh, this is so hard to judge off the ball cushion. Oh, you can see he's all over the place here. He's got no idea what to do, and I can't say I blame him. This is very, very tricky. This is not a bad line though. 3 cushions into the back of the pack. As long as it holds true. The problem is with these cushions, they tend to slide on this game, so. Yeah, here we go.
Let's see.
This isn't bad, but it's going to hit the black. That's
Oh.
Unlucky. That was a good effort. But, well, he's left Sam a
Foul
decent
and miss.
chance now.
Ricky Walden.
One worthy of the
7.
shot that Sam played, I think.
Did you know,
Yeah,
Joe?
it was a good shot.
Did you know, Joe? Your Captain Goodspeed fan page has 10 followers on TikTok.
You found it, have you? Oh,
And you've got 614 plays on your video.
Oh, my video. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. I mean, if you wouldn't mind sending a link to it in the Discord.
Please.
Oh my god! Look at this. It's all your face. Edit for my maths teacher. It says. I mean, I'm definitely sending you this.
Oh my god. Well, there you go.
6 comments. Good stuff. There we go. Everyone follow.
To be honest, I'm not sure. I should be looking at it. But
No. Well, it's a fan page show. They
it's a
love your
fan
work.
page, yeah. Yeah. That's the sort of thing you would do, Toby, if you were still in school these days.
Nonsense. Never done anything like that.
I mean, I want to know now what you definitely have done.
Listen to the
Oh,
silence
wow, that
of the
black
world.
wobbled. Wow.
8.
Good shot. And you just feel like if Sam wins this frame, it just almost, stops the flow of the momentum passing to J-Page. I felt like things were changing after that 79 break. He had an early chance in this frame, didn't make it pay, and Sam's at the table now
9.
with the balls at his mercy.
Yeah, and this has been a lot like the first 2 frames. Really, I was thinking if J-Page were to take this frame, he would have already stole a 2-all break, a 2-all sort of scoreline at the break. But
15.
yeah, it looks like it's in Sam Miller's hands now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and 3-1 in a best of 9 is tough to come back from.
Well, I think 3-1 will be fair on Sam, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he's not won it yet. Of course, a lot can happen in this frame.
Yeah. He's just not in an ideal position here. A lot of these are just little tricky cutbacks, which I think are the hardest shots to pull off in this game.
Oh, look at how's he holding that cue?
Wow.
He wasn't
I
even
didn't
touching the
see
cue
it.
there. It was
Tommy,
amazing.
I was too busy watching the red that just
16.
wobbled in there.
He used mind tricks, Joe. That's what he did.
Mind tricks, well. There you go. Now we see why he's winning.
Mind tricks. That's a new one. I don't think John or Dennis would ever say that.
That's because I lived in the past, Toby.
Yeah.
19.
Make that 3 of us. Take me back to the 70s.
You weren't even born then.
No, exactly.
None of us were born then.
No, exactly.
And neither was Sam-Millers88. But JPage, he's been around since 1936, so...
Wow, I mean, for someone of his age to have reached his final, that's impressive.
Well, yeah.
He's like the Nigel Bond of virtual snooker.
I'm not sure Nigel Bond would take very kindly to being compared to somebody born in 1936.
Well, he's...
Yeah, he'd say it's a compliment.
Oh, this is very, very good from Sam. Everything seems to be going back to plan now.
26.
And there's another 4 easy loose reds. And if he takes them with blacks, he'd be very, very close to the winning line.
27.
In fact, he'd be 59 points in front with 59 on the table, so he would be very, very close to winning the frame.
Well, I mean, we should also say Toby's been right so far. We've not seen any huge breaks.
34.
Certainly no centuries so far.
Yeah, no fireworks. And given that, I think between them they've got nearly double digits in the century breaks.
Well, Sam Millers could get one here.
35.
He could do, yeah.
Those 2 reds
Nobody's
on the
really
bottom
gotten and done the business from the outset, though, have they? I think that's the problem.
No, that's true.
There's always been a stumbling block, so we've either had a big long safety battle after that, or as we saw earlier on, JPage makes a decent amount, then flops, and then Sam does. So I think we'll definitely get a century at some point, but you never know.
Well, we're running out of frames, Toby. That's the problem.
Plenty of time yet. It's all settled for a decider.
42.
This.
A bold claim.
I think he just slipped up here. Can he get to that red below the pink? I don't think he can.
I think this red may pass the other 2 into the left corner, the one he's closest to. But you might be right, Tommy. He might be able to get to that one. I would have suggested he'd have been downplaying it if he could have, though.
Double into the middle pocket, if not.
I don't think so.
Come on.
It's a nice line if you play off that red to get behind the blue and yellow again. No, that red does go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tried his best not to.
Yeah.
43.
Didn't just wipe its feet, took its socks and shoes off.
But that just shows how deceiving the camera angles can be, because we weren't sure if it did go, and then you saw it and it's like, oh no, it clearly goes.
Yeah, it's amazing how replicated it is to real life in that sense, because you always see that in real life, I find.
When are we doing the
49.
real life version of the virtual Snooker World Championship?
What? Where we're all going to go down to the Crucible and bash a few balls about and maybe make higher breaks than the seniors.
Yeah, I think we get the top 16 virtual players and we'll play it in real life and see how good we are at that.
Yeah. Well, I think Chinny would have a lot to say about that.
Well, he might actually enter this year.
Yeah,
in your face, Chinny.
Yeah, we'll be joined by Chinny after the mid-session interval, actually.
Don't tell him I said that.
Propose it to him.
That's a decision we've just made on the back of what Tom's just said.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could use some of Joe's YouTube earnings to rent the Crucible for a few days.
Yeah, you're just like one of the kids at school, Tommy. You think I'm made of money. Somebody said, "Oh, we've seen what your net worth is, sir." And I'm like, "Oh, right, okay. What is it then?" And they're like, "Oh, 11,500, and I'm like, right, okay, well that's definitely wrong, but
No, it's more than that.
57.
Yeah, it's about 50k, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a fan page, Joe, that fan page is worth at least £1,000.
Exactly.
yeah. Well, so I mean, somebody a long time ago made a Reddit fan page for me, so
I'm looking that up. Is that still up?
58.
I think so. I don't think there's anything on it, but meanwhile, Sam has gone about his business very well here, and he's secured the
65.
frame, and he is going to be 3-1 up in this final, and you would suggest it's a long way back for JPage from here.
It is if he doesn't win the next frame. I think if it goes down to 3-2, then
66.
game on. 4-1, and as you say, is a long road back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're 4 frames in, and I think JPage just looked settled in one of them, and apart from that...
What an attempt that was! That was brilliant, but
was a good
I'll tell you
effort.
what, the plant is still on here.
72.
Yeah, he's going to need it. He's going to need it if he wants a century.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Not quite, but that break of 72 should be more than enough to
Ricky
secure this
Walden.
frame.
72.
And, well, surely JPage won't play on here. No, I think he has conceded there, so there you have it. It's 3 frames to 1 at the mid-session interval, so that is very, very interesting, those first 4 frames. What are your thoughts, gents, on those first 4?
Toby, what do you think? You go first.
Very, very generous. Very generous. But I'm just amazed. I really am. Based on how JPage has played before. I think that's the headline from these first 4 frames. We knew that Sam would give him a good match and that 3-1 maybe was conceivable, but the way that JPage has played to get us to here is a shock. So I think the next frame is definitely the wake-up call, because if he goes 4-1 down, it's a long way back. But I think Sam is definitely now the favourite.
Yeah, for me, this is very much reminding me, to take parallels from the real life championship. It's reminded me of Kyren Wilson against Ronnie O'Sullivan, when everyone thought, this could be like a really close match. They thought that Kyren is playing really well. They thought that, it might probably be Ronnie, but it could be like 18-16, and only one player really turned up on the first day. And this is kind of how this feels at the moment. Like, JPage, for whatever reason, he's just not strung his best play together, and he's going to have to hope that in the second session he can find his cue action.
Yeah, and let's not forget that JPage is representing Kyren himself. So
Well, there we go. Yeah,
there you go. The parallels could well be coming true. But
and of course,
Go on.
Ricky Walden is actually just Ronnie O'Sullivan in a Ricky Walden mask. So
well, exactly. I mean, they always say that Ricky Walden plays a little bit like Ronnie O'Sullivan when he's down on the shot. So there you go. But thank you very much for joining us, Tom, for the first 4 frames.
That's all right. It was an absolute pleasure to join you for both this and the rest of the tournament. Thank you so much for putting it together.
Yeah, well, no problem at all. Thank you for being a part of it, and it's been a pleasure to be in the commentary box with you. And I know we've both had our stints with you, and hopefully you'll be back next year, not only in a playing capacity but in a punditry one as well.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, who knows what the world will look like then? Maybe we'll have our own studio. Maybe we'll actually be at the Crucible. Like, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, when my net worth is maybe when 100-fold, then maybe. But no, thank you very much, Tom. And to people at home, myself and Toby will be back with Chinny for the remaining possible 5 frames in just a second.
Ricky Walden to break.
Okay, so here we are, back after the mid-session interval for frame 5 of this, and I'm now joined by Chinny. Toby has ditched us for the IndyCar, so it is just myself and Chinny, like old times, once again.
Like the old days.
Yeah, like the good old days, and it's 3-1 to Sam so far. I mean, obviously you've not seen the first 4 frames, but
No.
Was that a surprising scoreline to you?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I've been very impressed with Sam, but because of JPage's rep, sort of expect him to be a little bit more level. But snooker's a funny game, isn't it? You can trail away and you can get chances, and all of a sudden it's 3-1, it's 4-1.
Yeah, and JPage could quite easily have been 4-0 up, and just for the viewers at home and yourself, Chitty, we have skipped forward a little bit in this frame from the break-off. And there was a long battle of safety. It's still 0-0, and look at the balls, so...
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if there's a pot on here, but... Sam's taking his time over it, definitely.
So do you know how much he cut out?
I can't remember. Probably about 10, 12 minutes of it. So.
Wow.
Well, that was a poor shot from Sam.
That was. Yeah. Wow, this is a great chance for JPage. Colours are a little bit tied up, but...
Oh, that looks a bit thin to me, Chinny. I don't know about you.
It does. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's going to hit the far jaw. It might drop in with that pace, though.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yep.
But he just sort of got down and played that, which this is what was happening in the first 4 frames. He just seemed to be playing a little bit quick, and
right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happened, but
I mean, they're not a given, those, are they?
No.
You spotted it. It did look thin, and I agree. Unlucky there. I think he tried to bring the pink out on that shot. Didn't quite do it, but it was the right shot to play. These colours are the only thing that JPage has got going for him now. Not favourable. The blue not being there is a big problem in Snooker 19.
Yeah, the cheap blue.
And this is... I mean, he's got the yellow, is he?
Oh,
yeah.
Nice one. There's a bit of pressure on that, because if he misses it, JPage back in. And,
bet Ricky Walden's pleased, isn't he? He's in the final.
Yeah. 3-1 up in a world final. Will he ever have that again? And obviously first to 5 as well. So, 2 frames away here, and if he wins this one, you wouldn't bet against him after that, would you? But...
I wonder how deep the real Ricky Walden has ever gone. I can't.
Semi-final, 2013,
Semi-final?
yeah.
Oh, did you just get that stat off the top of your head?
No, I remember it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Semi-final. That's pretty good for.
Yeah, I think you're gonna think I'm sad here, but he was 10-6 up in that match as well.
Against who? Ronnie?
Ricky Walden,
Barry
4.
Hawkins.
Barry. Because Ronnie won 2013.
Yeah. I think Ronnie played Judd in the other semi-final, so it was quite a difference in calibre of the semi-finals that year. But that was a surprise and miss from Sam. I mean, we both watched his semi-final match against Halborn, and he never missed anything like that. But,
no, very good pot. Yeah.
Yeah, JPage is going to do well to get onto a red here.
It's just such a weird table now. You'd be tempted to bring the blue back in from here, but no, he's just going to screw. He's punched it through.
I thought I seen him put a screw on it as well. Chitty.
What happened there?
3.
He must have just changed his mind at the last minute, but
Kyren got the yips. Kyren got the yips.
Yeah, he's playing inverted analog sticks, obviously, isn't he? So.
What do you do? Is up for you, or is it down? Is it up down for you? Are you inverted or not?
I'm not inverted, no.
No, good. We can still be friends here.
Yeah, I was wondering, Chinny, that maybe you were from the era of inverted. I thought that's.
No, all right. Is that my age coming in? Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's quite often I because I like me PS1 games and stuff, and I go back to them, and they're all inverted, and I'm just like, why was this ever a thing?
This was a thing. Yeah. Yeah. There are people that just cannot play without it being.
Yeah. And well, that's why you see it in it almost every game now. That there's an inverted setting, but if there isn't, people kick off. So
it's disgusting, playing inverted. So we were back into another safety battle.
Yeah, are you a bit surprised he didn't take that plant on?
Very surprised. It looked. I mean, it wasn't a dead cert, but at the same time, like it looked very doable. I'm shocked, really.
Yeah, and you can see we slightly cut forward again there, but this is a good shot from Sam.
Excellent shot. Excellent shot.
Oh, is there a gap?
And
there's always a gap.
Oh my god!
Wow.
It would have been such a good snooker as well because he's blocked both paths, like obvious paths, to the reds.
Yeah.
That is
that's
brutal.
So unlucky, isn't it? And I think that's what we see. Oh,
hello.
He doesn't need to swerve it.
Okay, mate.
Right.
Settle down. It's all fine.
This is what JPage was doing in the first 4 frames. He was just hitting everything at 100% and just hoping for the best. I mean, you couldn't have hoped for much better with a split on the reds, but
no, it's good.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of times he did that, and he just didn't need to do it. On that occasion, he did, but. Yeah, it's very interesting watching him play here. I've never seen JPage sort of panicking before, but it looks like he might be. Obviously 3-1 down. He wants to win this frame, make it 3-2. So
yeah, well, this is a great chance now. It's a good split.
Yeah.
Wasn't an obvious one either, so yeah, he's done well to make an opportunity out of this.
Again, he's playing around with the spin a lot and not really sure what he wants to do. And I've got to say, I'm surprised he didn't screw back. Is the blue going to cover that red?
6.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get the white over to the right side. He looks like he's got away with it.
Yeah.
But
he's playing with fire, definitely.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, and if he can get this pink out now, the black might even go. If he hit it a little bit harder, he could have got the black out, but that's okay. He can get the black out on another shot. If he can just get the pink or the black with these loose reds, not the ones on the top cushion, then he's going to get a great chance here. Just wants to be... That's what I would be thinking anyway. Just don't worry about those clusters of reds under the black spot. Just get these loose reds, get the score on, and then maybe look at getting rid of one of them eventually.
Yeah.
13.
Again, playing the sort of soft shot there. He's not left himself anything easy. These are tricky, and he missed a very similar one to this in, I think it was the second frame, and lost it. But he's straight down playing it.
And he missed that middle bag on the start of this frame as well.
Yeah, he did.
He's got this one now.
Good shot.
14.
Yeah, it could be a big frame, this one. If JPage can somehow just score 50, 60 points at this visit, it'll bring his confidence back, I'm sure.
Definitely.
And, before this match started, and still, in fact, JPage and Sam have the equal highest break of 136, so...
Oh, really? Ah.
So it'll be interesting to see if one of
them tries it.
One of them tries to break it, but
19.
You can play for the black here. He's having a look.
Yeah.
It will go. I promise you. Just trickle it in. Dead weight. This is where you do need to hit it dead weight. This is where you hit it dead weight.
Yeah. You'll have to remember this when you go down the club this week, Chinny, to just roll them in like that.
20.
Yeah, that's where I'm going wrong, not everything else.
Oh, I wouldn't be playing the pink. No, he's back at the black now. I mean,
Yeah.
these 5 reds, it's quite amazing how they've congregated on this top cushion.
It is, and I'm just wondering, you might be able to get one of them out there if you put the white in a certain spot.
Yeah, I think that red's sort of closest to the right corner pocket.
27.
Of the 5 reds, that is. I think that will pot. Yeah, is he looking at? No, he was looking at the black there. So the black does go. You can clearly see that. But yeah, you could, as you say, Chinny, I think if you pop one of them, it'll open another one out and so on and so forth. But there's 67 points lying down
28
on the top cushion
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So he is going to have to do something with them.
Yeah. He's going to start thinking about him now. And even from
35.
this angle here, he needs to look at that red that's close to the... Because he could get it there, look.
I think
Maybe.
he could. Yeah, the one nearest the left corner as we look. But
You know,
I
these
think
are
he's going to try and go into them, Chinny, but I don't think he's got the angle unless he puts loads of right-hand side on it.
No,
What do you
I
think?
don't know.
Is it going to...
Oh, you were right.
Well, nearly got there, but
36.
not quite. I mean, if he can pop this blue and get onto the red, he might get another crack at it. And here we go again with 100%.
He loves smacking him.
Yeah, I've never really seen him play like this before, but he is just hitting and hoping a lot.
41.
Now, he has got an angle this time off this red with lots of topspin. But, he was thinking of playing safe for a second there, I think. Oh, wow. He's going to play safe, Chinny.
He's not. Surely not. That's not... What's he thinking here?
He's thinking just roll the red to the cushion, but he's going to leave Sam a shot at this red to the left corner past the pink if it goes.
Kyren
Was
Wilson.
it that hard of a shot?
41.
The cutback, really?
Well, I mean, if he was worried about going into the reds, he could have played it with screw and got onto the pink, but I think Sam will play this along the cushion.
It's a little bit of a shot to nothing here.
Yeah, play
if he-
it with pace.
Play it with pace, yeah. Let it jaw.
And worse ways, you leave 7-8 points. He's not gonna get into the reds. You wouldn't have thought. So, I would take a lot of confidence from that safety shot as Sam.
Yeah.
But 40 points in the lead, and Sam taking a little while over this shot. So
He's thinking about it. Oh, he's gone for it.
yeah,
And he's got it. Brilliant.
and look at this angle on the blue.
Oh, God.
Oh, has it gone a little bit? Might have
One.
gone just a little bit too close to the cushion. I thought it would pull up, but he still might be able to dig down and stun into them. It would be an impressive shot. Or you could try and cut the black in. That would be a bit risky.
Yeah. I think he's got the angle to play something here. Even if he can just play the one that's tight on the cushion.
Yeah. I'm just a bit
Yeah.
worried about the black. If he plays round off one cushion and drops into the middle of into the gap of the reds, I think the black might be slightly in the way of that shot. I mean, he could play a very good snooker if he rolls up to the green here.
Oh, that'd be yeah, that's a good shot.
If you play towards the right-hand side of the green, you've got the blue
Yeah.
and black for cover as well. That might not be a bad shout.
That'd be harsh. You wouldn't do that on a friendly, surely. But not. This is the final. And he's
Played
done
to
it.
the left-hand side. I think that's okay, though. I don't think he can get through the gap this time.
Ricky
I mean,
Walden
JPage hasn't even looked
won.
at it. But
You'd have a look.
I'd be looking to see if there's a gap.
Nah.
Ooh.
Close. No,
Oh,
it's a
this
good shot.
This is a
If it,
toughie,
yeah,
though.
but if you can get left of this bunch of reds here, it's gonna go safe, surely.
I think I'd be trying to lay onto the loose red, because you're definitely not going to leave anything if you
No.
land right of it.
No, well, yeah, I suppose either way, yeah, you're right. I just think that you've got a little bit more of an easier angle on the left.
Yeah, I'd certainly be playing two cushions. I think this will land pretty much perfectly on the red on the bottom cushion.
Yeah, so that's why I'm
For
tempted
Sam.
to go from the other cushion, not this one, because I just think he's more likely to.
Yeah. Here
He's
we
gonna go for it though.
I think
Come on,
this is going to
Kyren.
land in the gap.
Yeah, there you go. You left Sean. That's why
And
you've
I
got
think he
sad
can play the
eyes,
top
Kyren.
red. Can he play the top red into the left corner?
Oh yeah, might be, yeah. That'd be. I'd be tempted to get the one off the cushion off first, but
Yeah. It all depends how he feels, and
yeah. Or if you could get an angle on the pink where you could screw it back and disturb the reds, that would be
perfect.
What did I say? I saw on Reddit snooker commentary bingo, and one of them was granite. That would be granite.
Key shot coming up. That's another one.
Key shot coming up.
Oh, I don't think he's got the angle, has he?
He might do.
I think he's absolutely dead straight. He might be able to play it with a loader left-hand side, because we know that the engine's a little bit weird, isn't it?
The physics you can sort of just kind of guide it over to the left if you do it right. So.
Oh well. It bananaed a bit, but
whoa,
didn't really happen.
Did a bit of a Judd special there.
Yeah.
All fizz and no bang, I'm afraid.
And this isn't an easy safety shot, because you look at the pink, the black, and the blue, and this looks like a natural to hit one of them if you hit this thin. Oh, he's found the gap.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice one.
Shame it's not a little bit harder.
Yeah, I think if he had hit it harder, it would have threw a bit
Ricky
wider,
Walden,
so he might have.
True.
But no, it's good nonetheless, and don't think he's left the thin contact, so he's going to have to hit this a little bit thicker than he would like. Oh, he's looking at the other red now. This is even more risky for me. But JPage's safety play is usually very, very good. And there you go.
Very good. Even Kyren looked like he smiled there.
Yeah. There was even a BBC article at the time this game came out about how miserable Kyren looked, so...
He just looks so sad.
He does, yeah. I wonder if he's snookered Sam here. Surely he can hit a thin edge.
No, he might have done. Yeah, I think he can. As we're looking at it, to the left of the lot. Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, he's played it with side to try and swing it round behind the yellow. What an attempt that was.
Yeah, it was good. It was a shame, really, but it's still a decent shot.
Yeah. I think whenever you block the thin safety on the opposite side of the table you're on, it's a good safety, because these are tough to judge. Oh, he's judged this well though. A little flick on the brown would be nice.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the... Well, that's all right, you know.
I think it's a snooker.
The crowd like it. The crowd like it.
The crowd like it. They know. They know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go on, Kyren.
I mean, this is gonna be a tough one to hit and get safe, you feel. Come down the left-hand side and you're much more likely to not leave it on. And with JPage already 32 in front, you feel one more mistake from Sam and that'll be curtains in this frame.
Yeah, it is such a vital frame for JPage to win this one. Like 3-1 is doable, but 4-1 you're like, well, come on. Yeah, you know, it's going to be rough to come back from that.
Yeah, Sam taking a little bit of time. Well,
what can he do here? From the back. I did not like that at all.
No. Well, I suppose it's a bit of a sighter, but I think he should quickly forget about that one because he's going to lose a lot of points if he keeps missing that.
Foul and a miss.
It'll either hit the pink or the
Kyren
black.
Wilson, 6.
JPage, no hesitation there. Just
Put him
straight
right back.
Yeah. Might be worth another attempt at that, but you're not really getting any advantage
No,
out of the
I would
situation.
just do from probably just a little bit above the middle bag on the left. Trickle into them. Maybe use one shot to kind of judge the pace. Well, you've expired one. I don't know if you can see the reds actually, so I don't know if it'll be.
No, well, you can't see them, so.
So yeah, that's what I'd do. Use one to judge it, and then you should get it on the second one, I'd say.
Yeah, even if he, plays it deliberately short to. So that
Yeah, that's it. There you go. There you go. Can you hear me? Hello?
Bit pacey though. It's a bit pacey.
It is a bit pacey.
He's left this to the right middle, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, this isn't easy though. 3-1 down. This is not an easy shot. Oh, look at the pace.
Well, this is what you.
Oh no, he's thought better of that one.
Well, that's why you said to play it short, just so you don't do exactly that. Leave a shot on, hit it too hard.
1.
I mean, what a shot that was. JPage just got down and stroked it in.
Got over his middle bag phobia from his miss earlier.
Yeah, and JPage's nickname, self-chosen by the way, is the Shaky Arm. So no evidence of that there.
No.
Where's the cue ball going? Oof.
Man, he's alright.
6.
No, he doesn't have a. He might have an angle from the black. Oh no, sorry,
he's just played the blue.
What am I doing?
So. Where are you?
Almost. Oh, look at that. Trickled it.
Kyren Wilson, 6.
Well, all he's done there is give Sam the upper hand here. So 44 points the lead. So he does just need one red, JPage, at this point, but it just feels like he's making a big meal of this frame at the moment.
Yeah. The key shot was really that the red that Sam ended up potting in the end on the one on the cush.
Yeah.
I think he just missed it. I don't think he even saw it. And if he'd have got that, we would have been on frame 6 by now.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chinny. And this is not easy for JPage. He can't play the roll up because he'll leave another red. I think I might be tempted by the double kiss safety here,
Oh, it's risky. Double kiss safety.
It is risky, but I don't see what other shot he's got here.
True.
It looks like he's thinking about it. Surely he's not playing the roll up. He's just gonna stick him up. But
you gotta. It's a tough double kiss because you gotta hit it with the right amount of pace to get it back up. But yeah, you've got to hit it right because the reds could go anywhere.
Yeah. You can see the cogs just whirring round here.
Yeah.
It's a pity we don't have the little graphic in the top. JPage is thinking.
Yeah. Or just a webcam of him just going.
Yeah, this is so tough. He's. I'm not a fan of this shot. Surely he's just going to stick him up here. At the very least, he's going to leave one to the middle, is he?
Ay.
Wow.
JPage.
Wow, this would hurt. 44 points behind, but they're all sitting there. The only issue you would say is getting the black back on its spot so that these 3 reds are easy, but they're not that difficult from the pink.
Well, he's having a think.
Yeah, he probably can't believe his luck, to be honest.
Yeah, he's probably made a brew.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, that wobbled a little bit. Yeah, I think
Sure he,
just concentrate on the pink here.
almost swallowed his seat there. Bit of a clencher, but he's okay now. Yeah, that's a good shot.
7.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. Having the black on its spot would make this an easy positional shot, but now he's got to get high of the pink so that he can get back. I suppose he could play for the pink into the middle, but he'd have to be a bit precise.
Yeah, well, he has. It's not
8.
good.
He's going to have to play this all the way around the table. Now, usually I would say just play the snooker behind the brown, but if he did that, he'd need a snooker, so... I suppose he could play the black.
Can you see the black?
Yeah, I think you can cut it into the right middle.
Okay.
He'll just be kicking himself, I think. But
yeah.
I mean, if you don't fancy the pot, play the snooker because it's a free snooker, and you know it's a tough one to hit from the brown. But or do you just try and pot the blue?
Oh, he's going for pink.
What a shot!
He's trying to screw it back, and he's done well.
What a shot that was! Oh, this is
14.
now. What do you do here, Chitty?
You got to go for it, I think. He played for it. I think he's done well to get there, to be honest. So I would go for it, I think. I mean,
it's a natural to end up on the colour, so just drop it in, give the pocket every chance, I think.
I think some shots you've just got to go all or nothing. And,
yeah.
You know, just expect, like, well, if I miss it, that's it. But you just got to give it a good go.
Yeah.
I think we don't have his camera, so we can't see Sam's point of view. Can't see him wobbling and
he's playing
changing the power bar. He's playing it though.
There,
it's thin. It's thin. It's thin.
Oh, well, I thought it would just take
Ricky
it.
Walden.
No,
14.
I thought it was too thin.
Oh.
As soon as he hit it. But here we go.
It's harder than this.
Oh, he hit the jaw or the. Yeah, he didn't come back
did
straight.
he miss the power bar there? Was that what happened?
I don't know.
He
looked
wasn't
like he
aiming
hit
for the jaw, was he?
No, he looked like he hit the jaw and
Yeah,
didn't expect that.
I mean, that was a very strange reaction from the red if he didn't hit the jaw, but
maybe Kyren's tears got in the way.
yeah. You'll want to sink this pink just to make sure Sam stays in his seat now, and he does. So, yeah, big frame for JPage to win that, and Sam will be gutted that he missed that red, but he shouldn't be too disappointed. This wasn't his frame, really, was it? So
No, and I did say, look, that cushion shot that he hit too thin, that is an all or nothing shot, and he missed it. It's unfortunate, but he went for it. I think he played the right shot. Missed the yellow. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference.
Missed that by a long way as well, didn't he? But
Kyren Wilson.
There you go. I don't think Sam will come back to the table. 3 snookers is a lot to ask, although the green is in a decent position to play the snooker behind the brown if he can pot the yellow, but I don't know. Being 3-2 up, I'd want to get on with the next frame, I think, but he's having one go at it. Fair play.
Yeah, good. It's a good go.
It's a good go, but he's
Quite.
been very unlucky there. I think if the yellow didn't hit the blue, he would have had the snooker. But Now, what JPage doesn't want to do here is going off, so...
No, just put it on the bottom cushion. Or the top cushion, as some people call it. Bottom cushion, top cushion. Put it on the black cushion. I'm saying.
Yeah, he's just rolling up to it. I don't think he needed to be that negative about it, but...
No, it's okay. That's fine. That's fine. That'll do, yeah.
Yeah, I might be tempted to push the yellow round the angles, leave the white where the yellow is.
I might be tempted to kind of play almost like a cross double, but not to pot it, just to kind of send the...
Yeah, you've got to be careful of the double kiss, but he is... this is a good line. This is a very good line. Look at this.
Look at that. Told you, Joe. Hey, I think he can hear me.
Yeah. It's not Sam-Millers88, it's Chinny. Yeah. This is very tough. He's got to make sure he doesn't hit the black here. I wouldn't be going anywhere near the black with this. I'd be trying to
get around it. Yeah, come around the back of it.
Swerve onto the top cushion. I think around the pink, but I don't like this.
No.
Well, there's one snooker. So
yeah.
It's not impossible. As I say, that green and brown are in a very good position. I wonder if you could come
Ricky Walden,
thin off this yellow on the right-hand side and miss the blue. And I mean, if you played it with a bit of right-hand side, I think you could get behind the green again. But I don't know.
I don't know what to put. Yeah, it's a tricky one, really. I think. Yeah, he's sending it up. I can't say that's not a bad shot, but he's played it a little bit soft.
Yeah, he just needed to get into it a bit more, and JPage will be very happy to see the back of this yellow.
He's playing very... He's aiming very quickly, JPage. He's picked his line very quickly there. It looks good, though. And it is.
Yeah, good shot. Good shot. Well, I think, barring a very silly shot, but again, that's looking a bit thin to me, that green. I don't know about you, Chinny, but...
It's been a while since I played Snooker 19. I can't say it these days, but yeah, I'd say that's in. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Kyren
right,
Wilson, 2.
Commentator's eye there. And,
no, you're right.
I wonder whether Sam will just play on again here and make him squirm a little bit. It's not a bad idea, really. I don't think Sam realistically thinks he's going to win this frame, but...
you could play to the blue and play another snooker, I guess.
Yeah, so, I mean, 2 snookers on the blue to tie, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility. And this isn't a bad
no.
snooker in position. Just roll the blue to the top cushion, white behind the black.
She's got a chance here.
Yeah.
Just all about getting that white in that right place.
Yeah, it's so tough to do on this difficulty. Here we go. He's played it, and that's a great effort. Oh,
that's unlucky.
How unlucky.
That's unlucky.
Wow, that was such a good effort. And I'll tell you what,
Ricky
if he'd
Walden,
got that tight
7.
behind the black, that would have been almost impossible to hit, I think.
Yeah.
But not to be, and JPage will have a massive sigh of relief after that.
Definitely.
So it is going to be 3-2 and match on, you would say, from there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But they're all big frames now, because...
It puts a bit of pressure on Sam now, doesn't it? It's like, he's coming back.
11.
Yeah, definitely. Very good.
Although, JPage took a lot of chances to win this frame, and from watching Sam in the past, you're not necessarily always going to get them, but he'll be happy to see the back of that black. And he's back to just one behind at 3-2 here. So, breaking off in frame 6, and if he just took that red chinny that you talked about on the top cushion, he could have been doing this about half an hour ago, but as it is, it's the same result. And look at this.
Oh, that's cheeky stuff. It's the perfect break.
Yeah. Hopefully you get down to the club and play that as your opening shot.
More likely to miscue than I am.
You should have asked JPage where he hit that. Oh, a bit pacey, is it? No, he's okay. Just.
He needs to teach Mark Williams at that break off, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, speaking of that break off, JPage in the other semi-final that we didn't commentate on, he played a couple of those Mark Williams style breaks.
Oh, did he?
The pack, yeah. He played it off 2 cushions rather than just the one, but
play that shot, but 100%.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Let's see how good you are. Bit of a safety battle again.
This looks good though, Chinny. Look at this.
Oh, that's great. That's the other thing as well, because these safety battles take so long. The other player, when they get a chance, it just puts the pressure on it even more, because you're like, oh, there's such an endurance test, these frames. You know, you feel like in real snooker, one of you will make an error a lot quicker than this. But because you can be so precise hitting the balls thin, the safety can go on for a long time.
Yeah. It can, and we might be in for a 10-minute spout of safety, and I really don't know. Obviously, we've both not seen this footage before. Before right now, so there could be a 147 coming up for all we know. But for the moment, Sam just got to play this thing, and I've noticed Sam is I wouldn't say opposed, but he very rarely plays a roll up. And look at this! What a shot this is!
Yeah.
Not many players would have played that, would they? They would have played thin off the right hand side of the pack and just back to ball. But what a shot that was!
Great shot. He's just got really good awareness of where that cue ball's going, Sam.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he plays pool in real life rather than snooker, so it's
well, that's not even a real game, is it, Paul?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, but it's been the World Cup of Pool recently, and
that was on when I went to the barbers. That was on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling a lie here. One shot they hit probably about where the pink is on the cushion, and the ball still went in.
Yeah.
You know,
they clap doubles in pool. You know, they play. Like doubles are like flukes in snooker. You're like, well, it's all cheeky stuff. But in pool, it's like, yeah, it's part of the game.
Oh, did he hit that?
Oh, I think he did.
Well, listen
Let's
to the crowd.
Let's have a look.
Oh,
yep,
he did. Well, got better eyesight than me, Chinny.
Do you play pool, Joe? Do you like pool?
I played bits of it. Nothing competitively, but
no, I prefer the American pool tables. I like. I don't really like the British pool tables. I think they're too dinky and weird and small.
Yeah, well, I mean they feel like where's the cue
That's
ball?
unlucky.
Wow. Kyren
From that
Wilson,
angle as well, that was unlucky.
Yeah.
We've got a chance as well.
Yeah, I feel like English pool tables feel a little bit like the ones that you get from Argos. To be honest,
Like the one that I had when I was a kid, or something like that. Like, little crappy pool table.
But maybe that's just the pubs I've played on them in.
No, I think you're right. I think they're just a bit naff. I think the British pool table.
Yeah. But
I had a Fisher Price. I had a snooker table, but it was like a hand-me-down snooker table, so it was wobbly as anything. And I said to my dad, "Oh, I really want like a new one." because this one's wobbly. So he bought me like a Fisher Price 3-in-1, and it was a pool table, table tennis table, and a hockey table, and I loved it. And I had it for years, Joe, years. And about 6 months ago, I googled it because I sold it for like 25 quid to some mom somewhere at some point. And I googled it, and I got a big nostalgia hit. I was like, "Oh my god, there it is!"
That's
So
worth
when I get it-
£20,000 now, is it?
Yeah, it was on Antiques Roadshow last week. So when I get a kid, I'm just going to be like living my my pool thing again. Even though he or she won't want it, but whatever.
Yeah, that could be touching.
If it is, no.
No, it's
I
not.
say if it is, it's a free shot back into bulk.
Yeah, it's not a touching ball though, so it'll be interesting to see what Sam plays here, because most players would play the roll up here and just wait for a better opportunity. But as I've said, Sam's not really that type of player. He'll probably play a soft screw with right hand side or left hand side, whichever side he goes, to get back to bulk. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't take this long over a roll up, would you? But yeah, just playing the little dink away to the side cushion.
He plays it like you would in real life, really. Oh god, look at this! Ooh, can you swerve it?
He could. I don't think JPage is in the mood for that today, though. I think he usually would play that, and that's almost what's happened in this match. He's not played his natural game for me.
I'd at least have a look at the swerve.
Yeah, see how big a power bar you're playing with, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I always fancy a swerve shot in Snooker 19. I don't know why. I probably miss them more often than I think, but
I think because it's such an impossible shot in real life, you go for it. I mean, I've been playing the old snooker games for a little bit. Been playing World Championship Snooker 2004, the classic matches on there, and whenever I've partially snookered myself, I'm trying to play swerves, and it's just impossible. You can't play it like you can on this game.
What are you playing that on? Is that a PS2 then?
PS2, yeah.
I never had a PS2.
Wow.
I always sort of bought what my mate didn't have, and he had a PS2, so I had like a 64 and a GameCube and stuff.
GameCubes were popular. They're well back into fashion now. The GameCube, very expensive. The kit for them.
Still got mine.
Yeah, back to a safety battle. Well, we haven't had a pot this frame yet, have we? We've
just a foul, isn't it?
Just the letting off, but it's been fascinating actually. Very different type of safety battle to what we usually see in the game. Lots of different shots, and this one could be a mistake. I think that red's poked its head out. So
this was Halborn now.
Yeah, big shot for JPage. This is exactly what he wants. 3-2 down. You knock this in, you clear up, and become favourite, I would say, if you do that. But this looks a bit thin to me. I don't know. Maybe he's just slightly changed it at the end.
Was it thin? I couldn't see.
I don't know. It was very, very fast.
Too quick.
Yeah, I don't know
it's thin.
Whether it was thin or thick. It was it missed. So, wow, what a chance for Sam now to reassert his dominance on this match. But black and pink out of commission.
Well, as long as you got that blue, you're okay in this game.
I wouldn't like to go into the reds off the blue, though, looking at them. But
not these reds, no.
Yeah, it just looks like you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Kyren in the background looking very sad now. He knows that he could have missed a trick there, and there's just a couple of moments in this match I feel JPage could have took the bull by the horns and really stuck the knife in, but hasn't happened, and
This is his chance. This is a good one. Yeah. He's going to run out of shots, though, if he keeps playing the blue. Maybe he'll try and bring the pink. Or no, the black. He wants the black. You need the black.
yeah, I mean, the pink will probably go on the black spot.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The only advantage I would see to playing that. I mean, he could play for it here off this red. And that's why he's played into an area there that he knew he was going to be on the blue, but he can play the pink as well.
7.
And I might be tempted by
I think he put a ton of right-hand side on just to keep the...
Yeah, he did, yeah. I think I'd be tempted by this pink. Just drop it in. You'll have the red up into the green pocket at worst ways, but there are a couple of reds that I think go to the right middle as well, so... Obviously, he'll be able to check whether the pink spot is free. It doesn't look that way. Yeah, just drops it in.
Nice.
Beautiful shot.
There you go.
And there's the
13.
pink on the black spot, and now all of a sudden, this is a really good frame-winning opportunity. He's just got to get into those reds at the right time, and I'd suggest he could get half ball on the pink here. All depends whether that red to the left of the pink goes to the right corner. He might go into the reds off the red to the right middle.
Oh, there we go. That's a good shot.
Brought another couple into play, and now I'd be tempted to go into these reds.
14.
Yeah, I think if he can, not the sort of the top of the triangle.
Yeah.
Just below the pink. If he can hit the right side of that as we're looking at it, that'll spread him nice, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there. Anywhere sort of, well, just a full contact on that red, and I think they'd go flying there. Red might go a little bit close to the right corner. He's just playing a controlled cannon. He's okay, is he? Well, he's got the red
19.
to the right corner. Worse ways, but I think he's on that red to the left corner. Always risky playing cannons at that pace.
Definitely.
I don't think you'd be playing cannons like that, would you, Chinny?
Oh, no. Not my style, mate. Not my style. No chance.
20.
He's on this pink now, and very quickly racking up the points here.
Yeah, I'd start to get worried now if I was JPage.
26.
Yeah, you always feel like when the opponent needs 2 frames that you've still got a chance, but of course the pink's now gone onto its own spot, so it just makes things slightly more awkward now. But it's available into 2 pockets, left middle in the left right corner. But he's just so comfortable playing that with that little
27.
trace of running side or check side to just keep himself into position. And I mean, that was perfect on the blue. And again, not many players would play it like that. They'd play it with screw and try and hold for the blue. But he's just so
32.
confident.
He's brought that red out quite nice as well.
Yeah. I think, if Sam goes on to win this match, I think we might have found a new GOAT of the Snooker 19 community. For me.
Where was he last year?
Look at that.
That's amazing. Where was he last year?
Yeah, I know.
33.
I mean, I've never come across him before. I know I don't play as much online snooker as the other guys, but I've never come across him before. He must have been in somebody else's league. You don't get this good without playing a lot of competitive online play. You don't. You get to my level if you play career mode. I don't think I'm a bad player, but I'm not at this standard.
38.
Would you still be looking at getting the black into play, or you're just going to give up on
I
that
don't think
now?
he needs to now. I wouldn't be putting the pink back on its spot though. I think that would make it a little awkward. So I'd just be focusing on the blue. I think at this point. You know, he's not a million miles away from winning this frame. Just
39.
Even if he's playing bold colours, he'll trickle over the line with these loose reds. So, and you can see he's starting to play a little bit quicker now. A little bit of left hand side on that as well.
A bit more confidence
44.
coming back into his shots now. It just always amazes me how sort of similar this is to the real game sometimes.
Yeah, because a frame ago it was quite a scrappy frame, and I think both players were knocked out of their rhythm.
45.
Having said that cue ball just nestling behind that red has made it ever so slightly awkward here, because it's an absolute certain enough if you play the blue with pace. It's at least going to go very close to that yellow pocket. So he might even have to play the yellow here, or the brown, to get back down the table. I don't know. What do you think, Chinny?
It's tough.
Or do you just drop the blue in and hope for the best?
No, I don't think I would. I'd play the brown.
You can see he's taking a little bit of time over this. This is a big shot in this match. If this goes right, it's 4-1. Now cute. Oh, he's missed the blue. Well, I think he played that with a load of side to try and avoid the
Ricky
enough.
Walden, 45.
But he's left JPage a chance. I mean, JPage straight down again. He's not even.
He's
looked
very
at them.
quick, isn't he, JPage? He just sort of gets.
This is the thing. I've never associated JPage with being quick, so he just seems to have been playing. I don't know, carefree, really, but then also looking really nervous, and that's an absolute mile off.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good sign for JP. I think 3-2 down, 41 points behind. It just took a little bit of time to work out everything there. But
Just that extra few seconds just to sort of take it in. Nothing crazy. You don't have to look at it too much, but just to kind of get your bearings a bit. But he just gets right into it. Maybe a bit of frustration coming into it. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. That's all I can put it down to. He's sat in his seat for a lot of this match, and but it is only 3-2. It's not match over. I'd almost understand that shot if he was 4-1 down, but. He's still got a very good chance of winning this. Even a 4-2, it's not out of the
4.
Beyond belief that he could win this, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's another one of those. If it goes in and he gets on the pink, we don't really say anything. But we were saying before he got down that it just seemed a little bit quick, and you've picked up on it a couple of times in just these two frames, Chinny. So
yeah, it just seems to be a little quick. But I don't know. It's a frustrating one because he's keen to sort of stamp his dominance. He won the last frame. Maybe he just wants to sort of get another one on his belt, just to get on with the breaks. Maybe he's thinking, wow, there's too much safety play. I need to just
11.
pop the balls. See the first time I see them, the natural angle that I see first. That I gotta trust that. Maybe he's thinking of that way. I don't know. It's a tough one. Sometimes I think that you think of you sight it right first, and then you second guess yourself, and maybe he's just trying to sort of not second guess himself.
Yeah, I suppose that's what it is. Hello. Little double kiss off that red. He's not left himself an easy pot now and might have to play the green.
He might play the pink. It's hard though.
He might play the black. Black's frame ball. If you just
He
drop
could trickle it in, couldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. It's frame balls. So no, he's playing the
No.
pink.
He's
Right
got
in
it.
the heart of the pocket. That was a confident strike. He didn't
Oh,
take
yeah.
long on that. That was good. I think he's
18.
possibly detected that JPage hasn't been at his best in this match, and even if he'd missed that, what realistically was JPage going to clear up? Was that maybe going through his mind? But just this red needed, and he'll be just one frame away from becoming the first unofficial Snooker 19 world champion. There it goes.
Nice. Becomes ever so
19.
closer.
And what's JPage got to do now, Chinny, to get back into this?
I think he's just, I think he's trying to do it, but I think he's just got to not worry about the score so much and just go, you know what, I'm just going to, I know I can pop balls, I know I can do these big breaks, let's just go for it. And try and wipe it out of his mind as much as he can. Easier said than done, I know. Easy, it's not always
25.
that simple, but that's what I'd be trying to think. I'd be like, right, just take one frame at a time, try not to think about the final score and go from there. But it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not as if he's not getting chances. He probably will get a chance in the next
26.
frame. So you just got to wait around for it, and when it does come, make sure you're ready for the shot before you take it. And
Yeah. He went for the black there.
yeah, no pressure on him now.
Acting pace as well, yeah.
It would make just a little statement here if Sam cleared the table and riles the crowd up a little bit. It'll make him feel good. And look at this, he's just playing a bit of what Judd would call
34.
naughty snooker at the moment, isn't he? So,
Yeah.
it's intimidating because JPage will just be sat there not wanting to watch this. This is what I hate. When I've lost a frame, just watching them clear up. I just want to get on with the next frame.
Yeah.
41.
Every ball is like a pin.
Yeah. Yeah, and the worst thing is you look at this table and you think, well, he's not going to miss, so...
42.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'd usually put the controller down and do something else for a little bit, just to have a look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd end up, going on YouTube or something, stick
my
a video
God.
on,
That's
and just
mad.
waiting for the next frame. Man,
48.
I would hate to sit there and watch this, especially being 4-2 down. I think.
I know he's just putting mad stuff on it.
Yeah. I mean, that was a terrible
50.
positional shot, Sam. I don't know what you were thinking.
Well,
Well, just a four. Oh no, he's just dropping it in. It's not there, but I don't think JPage will come back to the table. I think that'll be that.
Ricky Walden, 50.
Yeah,
Frame
there you go. So he
conceded.
does concede,
Frame, Ricky
and
Walden.
Sam is just one frame away from
Thank you.
becoming
The
world
second
champion
frame.
here.
Ricky Walden to break.
That would be
there is
great.
pressure on Sam though now. I mean, he's one frame away. People have crumbled at these points.
And Sam has a very different approach to the break-off than other players. And I think that's Sam's game in general. It seems very different from the norm to everybody else. And I think that's what's setting him apart from the likes of Halborn, the likes of JPage. Dino, he's had a tough run to the final. Dino, Halborn and JPage, it doesn't get much tougher than that to win your title. And maybe that's what's caught people out a little bit, because Halborn, Rainey and JPage are very much cut from the same cloth of their style of snooker for me.
Yeah, they are very similar in that way. Yeah, I think they would admit that as well.
Yeah. It's not
very
a
aggressive.
criticism. It's just they kind of go for the same break-off shots and very similar break building styles. Oh, that's a mistake from Sam, but he's got away with it. Unless he fancies the little... Oh, well, he can see it. I can't believe
Wow.
that. I can't
He
believe
needs it.
that.
He needs this.
Yeah, this needs to go in. Oh, he's playing safe. And that's... The pressure of it, and another example of, not playing his natural game.
Yep, definitely.
And I think, if JPage does look back on this match, that's maybe what he'll take from it, playing his natural game.
Any other day, he'd have played that, I think.
Yeah. But that's
Just
the
as
second
fine.
shot we've seen that he's played identical to that. There was that thin one with the rest that he refused.
It's just a sign that he's not playing his true game. You know, he would pot that all day. But he
did miss one in the last frame. Maybe that's what's put him off. But yeah, I've got to say I'm surprised. I thought he'd come in with a lot of confidence, and he just looks like somebody that's a little bit beaten up of confidence going into this match. Yeah, that's safe enough. Not often he catches a bolt colour on his safety, but no harm done unless Sam fancies the Captain Goodspeed special into the right corner.
Oh yeah, there is one there. No.
Poor player, isn't he, Sam? Good shot.
Not seeing the shots, Joe, is he? He's not seeing them.
No.
That was a nice kiss on the blue.
Yeah. It wouldn't have made much difference had he stayed that end of the table, but just gave JPage something more to think about. But this looks good.
Very good.
It's just a bit hard, I think.
Oh, that's a shame. Even if it just had kissed the blue a little bit on the way there, that would have been even better, but shame.
Yeah.
All these frames start to look the same at the start, don't they? The safety battle that they all have.
Yeah.
It's a pattern. They're just too good at hitting that power bar, and they don't want to give each other a chance.
Yeah, with us mere mortals, we'd have probably missed the power bar by now. But this looks good from Sam. Is it going to be behind the yellow? It is.
It is, yeah. I'll put it behind the yellow, mate. Look at that.
Yeah. JPage straight down here again. He's not even thought about the two cushion escape.
No.
Ooh. This is nearer the pink, is it?
I think he's all... Oh. No, you're right.
Well, I mean, it could have been worse. He could have hit the pink full ball and left that red to the right corner, but Sam will be putting him straight back here.
Ricky Walden, 6.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised he didn't go for the two cushion escape. Well, I don't know what. I thought he was playing into the knuckle there. That was very bizarre, but...
Very Jack Lazowski of him.
Yeah, I think this is even worse.
Here, mate.
Foul and a miss.
Has the pressure got to Sam a little bit?
6.
Sorry, hold on.
It's JPage. Yeah.
JPage, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Has the pressure got to JPage a bit? We know he's not taking his true shots.
I just don't know why
is
he's
he wobbling
aiming
here?
This far up the cushion. There's just...
Is he just having one of those? Sometimes you can just have a brain melt. Is the pressure getting to him now? Is he just?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's played an okay shot in the end, but 12 points lost there, and
considering he denied that easy-ish shot at the start, I just think he's feeling it a bit out there.
Yeah, I honestly think he's felt it all match, and it's such a shame, actually. I think no doubt Sam's feeling it as well, but he just seems to be the one dealing with it slightly better at the moment. And I was saying to the lads in commentary just before the interval, and we mustn't forget that JPage lost in the first round last year, and he was that gutted by it that he rage quit the server.
All right.
that was on. I don't know if you remember.
I barely remember my own name, Joe. So
Yeah. But he was, he well, maybe not rage quit. He just left the Discord. And, he was one of the favourites going into that tournament last year,
He
along
was,
with
yeah.
Rainey and Albon. And, going out in the first round last year. And, he's kind of cruised through the final this year. And I don't know, maybe it's just not meant to be. But yeah, maybe he just sort of had the realization that he could win this thing, and obviously it's not as big an event as it was last year, but it's still quite nice to win prizes, and a signed copy of the game, and he's already won a signed copy of the game, but to get the Snooker 19 gamepad, certainly. I would love something like that. So I assume a lot of other people would.
Did they get a signed copy of the game from you?
No, not from me.
From the Joe?
No, my signature's not on it. Not yet, anyway. They haven't asked me to sign it.
No.
Yeah, CGS.
Yeah, man.
They can have a signed Captain Goodspeed business card if they want.
That's got to be worth something on eBay.
Yeah. Well, maybe a penny with free postage.
Yeah.
He's okay. I was worried that he was going to leave one on there, but that's the thing. I feel Sam's just not going to get involved in this nonsense of rolling up, and he's just going to play away. And I think that's where JPage can win this. If he goes into granite mode, as you call it, and just waits for the easiest chances. Because Sam will not get involved in the roll up.
No, he doesn't really do that stuff, does he? No, he doesn't get involved. No.
Well, it was a bit like me in last year's World Championship. I didn't want to get involved in it. This year, I learnt my lesson and started playing it, but it seems to be going all right for Sam. This is going to make a nice little target. Oh, not quite. But if you kiss the green, you're probably going to end up behind the yellow, so... But yeah, this is... It feels like one of those frames that could be the last, just waiting for his opportunity, Sam, like a panther. Just waiting.
Like a lion in the grass.
Oh, look at this. Look at this, Chinny.
Oh, he's so good at this.
What a shot that is.
Oh, man.
I mean, we've both laid a couple of good snookers before, Chinny, but this is constant. And JPage is usually the one doing it to the other player, and I think that's what's so fascinating about this match. It's just...
He hasn't played it as quick as he usually would, though.
No. He's
slowing down
his time a little bit.
Maybe
It looks
calm
a bit
down
pacey, is it? I don't know. Oh, maybe not. Not pacey enough. Or is it going to reach? Well, the crowd like it.
They clapped. Yeah, the crowd now.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that must have just feathered it. And I'm surprised it's not a touch and ball, because I didn't see anything move there.
No, I don't get that.
Oh, where's the cue ball going?
That's in, surely.
Yeah, in the pocket, yeah. There's no pots on for JPage, though.
Foul. Kyren Wilson, 4.
Yeah, it's one of those enough that don't really change much.
Yeah. Now, can he get this in behind yellow and green? Oh, he's missed the power bar, Chinny.
Oh!
He's missed the power bar. This could be the chance for Sam.
Oh dear, that's all it takes, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and what a shame, from a ball in hand a shot that, in theory, he didn't have to play.
Could be it, but it's still early doors.
It is, and the black's not available at all. The pink's not available. The blue's off its spot. But look at this for a shot. Is he going to be on the blue? Yes, he
One.
is.
Yeah, just about.
He was nearly on nothing. I can't believe the action he got on that. That was. I mean, he must have played it with side as well for it to fizz off the cushion like that. That was a great shot.
He plays a lot of shots with side.
Yeah.
6.
Almost all of them.
Now, wants to get half ball on the blue at some point and probably play the cannon and hope to develop the black. I don't really see how you can develop the black without playing into the reds, but I know it's a video game and whatever, but it just feels like he's striking the ball so well.
7.
And I think you get that sound when you absolutely nail the sweet spot in the middle of the power bar.
I think another thing as well, it hits the heart of the pocket, which means that he's just aiming. Like the ball doesn't even hit the side. It just means he's aiming so sweet, and it just looks so much better in the game.
You know, I can guarantee there'll be people in the live comments saying that we're just talking such rubbish, but I don't know, there's just something about this.
Well, the joke's on them, Joe, because I'm dyslexic and I can't read them.
There you go.
So,
got out of that one.
Take that. I cry every night, Joe. To myself, but at least I don't hear the hate. How's the reception been to these to this tournament this year?
It's been very, very positive. Yeah, we've had over 1,000 views on a lot of the matches, and people have been enjoying it and asking how they can get involved in virtual
13.
snooker tournaments, and all I'll say is watch this space really. When we might try and do more of these type things in the future. I think certainly we'll put something together for next year's World Championships at the very least.
Yeah, they are a lot of work, aren't they? So
they are. I think this year we planned it quite late. I think it would have to be a lot more in advance next year so that we can
line it up a bit better with the actual snooker, maybe.
Yeah.
Start it when the qualifiers start, probably.
18.
Well, he might have just run out of position here.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? He looked like he was dead set for game, set, and match. But I think he'll still play this red to the far right corner, but it's not easy. But as I always say, a chance to win the match, you've got to go for it, I think. So
You're always saying that, Joe.
yeah.
I said to you the other day, I said, "Oh, how was work?" And you said, "Well, there's a chance to win the match. You've got to go for it." I said, "Joe, that's odd. Why are you saying that? Stop saying
19.
it, Joe." And then you said, "Well, a chance to win the match." Joe, go see someone. But you got out of it.
Yeah, I think we could be witnessing
The winning frame.
the winning
25.
break. There is a century on here. There's plenty on the table, and I know Sam would love to do it. He's already had tons of centuries this tournament so far. So I think he'd be well up for it.
26.
And of course, Ripstone are donating the grand total of £0 for every century break to.
So good of them. Such a great cause. £0 for every century break to the Chin Chinny Foundation.
Yeah, the Chin Chinny Snooker Fund.
Yeah. and it's just such a great course.
Well, played the brown there. That was brave.
I just don't think he cares no more. But it's,
No. You just wouldn't believe that he's playing to win the tournament here. Obviously, 27 players started this tournament. I'd have been very intrigued to see if he came up against Rainy Lamb, what would happen in that match. But well, maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll find out. But you know, the way he's almost shoved aside 3 of the best players I've seen on Snooker 19, and he beat the player that beat me 3-0. So, the guy that beat me couldn't have been that bad. So
31.
It makes you sick, Joe. It makes you sick how good these.
It does, yeah. I mean, this is very impressive. Already 39 in front, and now he's going to get the black into play. So it's all looking good. Oh no, he's playing the blue. I thought he might play the black there, but no, played the blue. But that's fine. He's absolutely perfect on this red
36.
to now get onto the black. A brown, 4 blues and a pink. Not the most orthodox of breaks, but
Hey, it gets the job done.
2 right. 99 still on the table, so well, it would be a 1-3-5 if he cleared up from here. So he wouldn't break the high break.
37.
So he needs to miss if he wants to make the high break. Let JPage win this one and win the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, £50 PSN voucher for the high break, so £25
well,
each.
Oh, okay, £25 each. Yeah.
Yeah.
$44.
Not quite the same sort of prizes that they got last year.
What if he stops halfway through this frame and asks what's the highest prize for the highest break?
Yeah, we could be here for a while because
And he just pots the yellow in protest.
I mean, because they'd have to ask me. So I mean, if he asks in the middle of this frame, that they might need to finish it off after
45.
he's asked me.
Yeah.
So, well, 53 points in front. This black puts him 60 points in front, and of course the 12 foul points from the start of the frame is sort of throwing off the usual winning mark at this point. So, has that gone wrong?
Well,
still got the red to the left corner, but
52.
It's not a given, but I just feel like he won't miss these shots. Unless that red goes in. Does it go past the blue into the corner pocket?
It might go past the blue, yeah. I think he'd play the one. Yeah, he's playing this one.
It's not as hard when you look at it down the shot.
No.
He's got a natural angle here.
53.
Player can.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if he plays into the reds and the red goes into the middle? You'd just be sick.
No, you wouldn't need to. I don't think you'd need to play it that hard. I think I would out of the 4. I'd see if you could hit the. No, he's playing the pink. Hit the right of the 4.
Missed that, Chinny. I think it was the camera angle. It made it look a bit weird.
59.
Just getting a bit excited. 67 points the lead. So just this red, and he's the new 19 world champion. Oh, I can't imagine how he's feeling right now. And this red isn't a gimme, but it's in the heart of the pocket. And well played, Sam-Millers88.
Nice.
He's come through the draw. He's played the toughest players that you could meet really, in this tournament, and you've brushed them aside. And what a shot that is to bring the Reds into play. I think we're going to see our first century of the final, Chinny. This is great.
He's going to put all the side on the ball now.
Yeah.
Do all these fancy things.
Ricky Walden is finally
68.
going to be a world champion.
Wow, bless him. Ah,
Bless his cotton socks. And yeah, you gotta feel a bit for JPage. He's
73.
not played his best in the final, but I'm sure he'll be back next year having another crack at this, and he's always going to be one of the favourites in any tournament he plays in, and
definitely.
74.
you know he's the world number one in the Snooker Club Discord, and I bet you Sam, if he's wishing to play in those seasons, will be a big
81.
contender in a lot of them, if not all of them. He's a player to beat now. This is great stuff from him. I think when you wear an outfit like that, the only result is you've got to win. Otherwise,
82.
it's not worth it.
How very dare you? It's a statement.
89.
And he's got Lab 42 as a sponsor on his waistcoat, so that might explain why he's able to know where the cue ball's going, because he must have worked on the game.
90.
He gets advanced text messages.
Yeah, if you hit the cue ball here and play it at this percentage, the cue ball will end up here.
That's it. Yeah, he's played these really well. He's winning now. He's just on a roll.
97.
Yeah, and red in colour for the century, and I'm sure this knowledgeable Crucible crowd will give him a good standing ovation for this. So here we go.
That was another one on the bingo commentary card, by the way. This knowledgeable Crucible crowd.
Oh, and he absolutely whacks it in. Ton up in this final.
Nice.
Absolutely brilliant. And
105.
yeah, and looks like a possible 1-3-2 to finish it off, and just unbelievable. That'll be his fourth break over 130 in this competition. Which, considering last year we only had one century
107.
break, it just
Did we
puts it
really?
into perspective. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And it was against you, Chitty. Yeah. So.
Absolutely fantastic. And that makes me happy. Thank you.
Oh well, they're like buckets now. Oh, what a shot that was! What a shot that was from Sam, and
110.
yeah, 5-2. You gotta say that he's deserved it. He's been good value for it. Well, what's he doing? He's played a normal positional shot.
114.
Yeah,
you'd think he'd be Judd trumping it right now, wouldn't he? Just like smacking him everywhere.
Yeah.
But no, he's making sure
190.
he wants the clearance job.
Yeah, he wants a 1-3-2 to win it, and hey, fair play to him. He's been the best player this tournament. He's the one that certainly caught my eye early on, and he's delivered on that. So very well played.
Never even heard of him before this tournament. Look at him now.
Yeah, we sound like the BBC commentators, don't we? But that black, a wonderful 1-3-2 from Sam Millers, and he has won the 2021
132.
Snooker 19
Frame
Community
and
World
match,
Championship.
Ricky Walden.
He's beaten JPageMartin by 5 frames to 2. Well, did you see that one coming, Chinny? And when you seen that, it was these two in the final.
No, I feel like it would have been closer. I thought it was a pretty even split after watching Sam from previous matches, but I thought maybe JPage had a bit of a wobble. I don't know. I haven't spoke to him. It's hard to tell, but just looking how he played there just made me feel like he wasn't really playing the normal, usual shots, making the normal choices that he does, which led me to think he just sort of missed a few and went for a few negative shots where if he was playing a friendly or one of us on a live stream or something, he'd just knocking everything,
Yeah.
And credit to Sam, he's played really well. As I said, I've never really watched him play, heard of him before, and every time I watch him, he just has that cue ball on a string, so well deserved.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a massive step up in quality in the last 12 months going into this tournament, and you can only assume that the same will happen again. Maybe we'll even have a new game, but Sam will definitely be the player to beat if he keeps playing consistently on the game and keeps practicing. As you say, I've never seen somebody work the cue ball on Snooker 19 the way he's done in this tournament, and he ends off with 6 centuries, I think it is, and a share of the high break prize. And as I say, 4 breaks over 130. That's seriously good in these length matches. But
oh yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the end now, and it's been an absolute pleasure over this last few weeks to rekindle our commentating friendship, Chinny, and hopefully we'll meet up for a proper game of snooker at some point.
Well,
apparently everything's opened up.
We're going to meet for a real game.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to batter me in real life.
I'm not sure about that, but
I don't know. But no, it's been good. No, and thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure, and it's great to see that the community's still thriving.
Yeah, and hopefully we will be back next year. As I say, hopefully with a new snooker game. That's what we all hope and what we crave. But I don't seriously think it will happen. But got everything crossed, and we'll be back next year. But thank you very much for your time, Chinny. I know you've been back at work this time. It's not been the lockdown. It's not been the lockdown project, and it's been a lot of hard work for all of us to put this together. So and everybody at home that has given some positive response to this, and to all the players that got involved with it, and got a pretty tight turnaround and got this done within 3 weeks, which I think is very impressive, really. So thank you very much to everybody at home for watching. Thank you to Chinny for joining me, and thanks to Toby, Tommy Triangle, and Halborn13 as well, who've joined us in the commentary box and given up their time to get involved in this. And it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you very much. Once again, congratulations to Sam. He will be winning the Snooker 19 gamepad and the signed copy, as well as £25 PSN voucher. And JPage, who has won a signed copy of the game and a £25 PSN voucher. Very, very similar players, and they were separated on the day by 5 frames to 2. So there you go. There you have it. That's the end of this World Championship, and we'll maybe see you next year for another one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye, everyone.